The
He
only
lives
time I
too
buy
far
clothes is
north.
when I'm replacing shit, and it's usually because I'm replacing all my business shit.
You don't really
Yeah,
have any
see,
casual shirts.
well, we also
No.
live close enough to the equator that sleeveless shirts are kind of like a necessity, especially come this time of year.
Mm.
Yeah, I
no,
figured David would be the type to have some though. I mean, like I know he doesn't. That's why
no.
I said that. But just like, I feel like on surface level, you are the type that would have had that. You know, if I didn't know you, I'd say that guy has a. That guy is only wearing this for business. He goes home and he puts on the wife beater at home, and he just that's it.
No, but I was the kid that back in the day had the windbreaker pants and the flame shirt.
Whatever happened to
Hell
that
yeah.
Guy Fury apparently.
He has his own Monopoly board set, so there's that.
I know. I went next time we all. Hey, when we go to Vegas, I actually really enjoyed the Guy Fury restaurant,
Which one?
the Flavor Town.
I went to his chicken joint down in Florida. It was really good.
Yeah. If we go to Vegas, let's go do that because we went during their breakfast, and it really bummed me out because I was going for the trash can nachos, uh, and I missed out on that. But still, I got I think I got chicken and waffles if I recall correctly, and I still really liked it. And then they fucked up giving us the menu. They gave us the wrong menu when we walked in, and it took us like 10 minutes for us to wave them down, let them know. And after when I was talking to them, I was like, "Hey," and you could buy like a bunch of memorabilia there or like a bunch of like souvenirs. And they had these napkins, like the fancy napkins you get at restaurants. They had Guy Fieri's face on it. I was like, "How?" I was like, "Do I just buy these from you?" And like, just keep them. Just don't. I didn't see it. Just keep them. I'm like, cool. So we got two of those, and I tell the partner, I'm like, those are the fancy napkins. We're only busting those out on a special occasion.
Yeah, get the fine china and the Guy Fieri napkins out. We have
Yeah.
company
Hell
coming
yeah.
over.
I always make fun of her because on top of the fridge, since I moved in, there's just these like still in box like the original Pokemon like glasses, like the one you'd probably get at
Oh, hell
GameStop,
yeah.
but like they're there. I'm like, is that just like when we have fancy guests over? Like, that's the fine china for us.
Yeah, I have a box I haven't opened of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers shot glasses. I haven't
Hell
opened
yeah.
those.
I
Good shit.
I'm this close to getting the Dave and Buster's alcohol glass set. I was gonna get it yesterday, but plans got diverted. Apparently, the prices went up or the prices for the prizes went up yesterday or today actually. So I'm fingers
Inflation,
crossed.
dude.
Yeah, I'm fingers crossed that it didn't. I'm looking at the subreddit for that. Everyone else is Dave and Buster's gets like all this fancy shit. Like they get like memorabilia signed from other people, and I'm just like, we don't really get that. But these people have like 800,000 tickets just saved up. They're spending money there. I'm hoping the smaller prizes didn't get hit by the price hike because there were a couple of silly prizes I wanted, but the glass set it comes in a briefcase and it has like four like on the rock style glasses and then one that you would put your alcohol in with David Buster's label on it. And I've been eyeballing that since the first day I walked in. I'm like, how much is this? 8,000 tickets? Cool, we're set. I'm going.
Wait, is it like a decanter?
I need to look up what that looks like.
It's like the shit that you put like your brandy in, your scotch.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And I would just
That's
love to
sick.
have Dave and Buster's labeled ones of that, dude. It's so funny. And it comes in a briefcase, which makes it just even funnier too. I imagine going with the
Pull it out,
homies, you
find
pop
that
that thing
shit.
out. Yeah, yep. I'm excited. So next week, hopefully, they shouldn't have hiked it up too much. So worst case, I get it next week, but should be tomorrow. We usually go on Wednesdays, so we'll
You
see.
need
We'll see.
to also see if they have like an ice maker that makes Dave and Buster's like
They have an
logo
IC
ice.
maker.
Ah, close.
Yeah, close.
You need the Dave and Buster's ice to go with the Dave and Buster's decanter.
That'd be so funny. All right. Well, welcome to the Blue Reviews Podcast, episode number 301. I'm Adrian. That's David. That's Kells. We go live on youtube.com/@BlueRupees every Tuesday to talk about video games and talk about anything else we really want to, because that's kind of how it goes. How's you guys' week been? We're getting into summer here now. How's it been?
Really good. I had a really good buddy of mine come down. He's lives in Colorado. He came down, hung out.
That the one
went
you just saw?
Yeah. Well, I seen him whenever I went to Colorado. Now he came,
Hell
returned the
yeah.
favor. We went to a concert last night or Sunday night. I'm getting old. Can't do the Sunday concerts anymore.
Dude,
yeah. Had
okay.
a lot of fun.
Um,
It's gotta be a Saturday or Friday. Any
work-
other day, you can fuck right off.
dude, work wife and her husband, love them both. They wanted to take me to my first hardcore show, which I'm like, all right, I'm fine, I'm down with
Hell
that.
yeah.
They
Who are they
want to
trying to
take.
take you
They
to?
keep asking me like on a Sunday and a Monday night. I'm like, holy fuck, no, dude. Like under no circumstances that happening. I don't even care if it's the middle of summer. It's like a hardcore show on Sunday or Monday is diabolical. That's
Yeah.
egregious.
Do you know what show they were trying to take you to?
There's a lot of local shows. They're into the scenes here, which is
Nice.
cool. Like there's a really good scene here for that. I'm down to
Saying
go, but like
there's a really big scene for it here.
yeah, and I'm not like trying to be prudent about it or anything, but like that just sounds like a wild idea. Like I don't know if I'm willing to cross the bridge of saying I'm going to a hardcore show on a Sunday or a Monday night.
Yeah,
Nah, fuck it, go.
well, the beautiful thing about those, you can just leave whenever you want.
Right. But they want me to see and experience it, you know?
Right,
For
sure.
But yeah, nice. So how was the show though?
Oh, it was dope. Drinks are way overpriced, but other than that, all good.
Oh yeah.
Didn't have to beat anyone up.
Yet.
Right. There's still time.
David.
The wife had some family come up from out of state. Spent the weekend chilling with them. That's about it.
Nice.
Okay. Full week of break. I have sat my ass down and just played Breath of the Wild all week.
Fuck yeah.
I think I found the magic mojo to the Adderall. So I've said on this podcast numerous times over the 301 episodes that once I get started on a game, I will start snowballing it and I just play that, right? So like Yakuza took a long time. I had to start that game up a few times, but eventually once I got into it, got it to complete, right? So I've also been weaning myself off of the Adderall, but I've come around a little bit and be like, all right, let's see. I was like, I have the summer. I don't want to kind of like get too distracted and not accomplish anything. If I'm not traveling that much this summer, which is rare, I was like, I need to knock out some of this backlog stuff, or at least not even backlog. I'm not going to make a dent out of it, but like, I need to do some stuff and feel accomplished in some way, you know? So there's something else I've been doing lately, but I'll talk about that in a second. But I've started taking mine, which feels good. Been feeling pretty solid about it. Been dropping some weight a little bit and doing all that good stuff now, which is cool. But I've learned that I think what I'm going to do now is I take the Adderall at the start of the game, push through the first like 4 or 5 hours of it, and then afterwards I'm good. Because there was a day this week I didn't take my Adderall. And I still sat down all day and just sit and played the game, and that was no complaints. So I think what happens is I use Adderall to get over that hump of the beginning of where I just struggle to get through the beginning of games, because I just do that at the beginning all the time. I have started 80,000 games and have gotten 2 hours into each probably, you know. If I have the aids to get over my ADHD to get over that beginning part, I could snowball it and I don't even need the rest of it, you know. So we'll talk about how Breath of the Wild's been going there, but I'm gonna start writing here in a little bit because I got my classes for next year, so I need to start writing for our projects. But just want to give a quick thing. I know we don't really have too many listeners, but I am trying. I'm just messing around with social media right now, trying to see like what is the way to get around things, you know, because once you have old accounts, they don't really do shit anymore. The algorithm's forgotten you. You're old. Move on, boomer. You know what I mean? Like they're for this channel to take off, it would take a miracle, and that's not happening. So same thing with Twitter, right? And I found like Twitter, I've been a lot better on it lately, but I can't help but start just dunking on some dummies, you know. I went toe to toe with some racist guy last night. I tried to get in the talk, and I actually winded him, and he had to stop replying to me. So I'm like, I get a little bored that way, and I kind of also just get amused. But I decided that I started a new Twitter, and I'm gonna try to like keep all the interest on that, and keep it curated for the algorithm, because Lord help me, like My algorithm is very, very bipolar. My algorithm like shows me a bunch of cool shit, and then every once in a while it knows me too well, and it's like, start a fight with this guy. I'm like, I will start a fight with that guy. So I've been making a new Twitter. I'll bump it out for the week, and I'll talk about it next week to see how it's going. But I just started it yesterday I'm trying to make it more film and more interest themed, but more like tailored a little bit more towards film, because that's something I want to start knocking out, chipping away little by little over the next year, especially now that I'm like having to write more stuff, you know. So I'm gonna knock out Breath of the Wild and start knocking out some movies, because that's how my brain works. Once I with like Yakuza, beat that game, and I can't play another video game in a high capacity for a little while. So I'm gonna get over Breath of the Wild probably tomorrow. I'll be done with it. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna start knocking out some movies hopefully soon. I want to get the horror movies out of the way. That's been the thing that's been on my mind for a while.
Hell yeah.
Before I forget, y'all have your Switch 2s next to you?
No.
Damn. I found I saw this video where someone was doing something, because I hate holding it still. Like,
Yes.
it's better than the Switch 1 by far, but it still cramps my hand every once in a while, right? Because there's really no grips, right? Like, you look and there's always like that. But someone online, I hate that you can see all those smears.
Greasy hands.
Right, I do have greasy hands. I don't get sweaty controllers. I just get greasy hands, which is weird. But the guy said you should either pop out the kickstand and you can hold on to it like that, or you flip it all the way there and your fingers kind of curl on it and you can hold it a little bit there, which actually helps grip a lot.
I feel like I'd be afraid of something happening to the kickstand.
I feel it's a lot more sturdy this time though too. It definitely feels more sturdy.
I just use this bad boy whenever, and I'll pop the controllers out. Just put it on the mount and play
Fair,
it.
fair, fair. But
I
also, you know
hardly
what?
ever play it just full handheld.
To be fair, David, when have you ever used the kickstand on the Switch?
On the Switch 1, never.
Right. So like,
I've used the kickstand on Switch 2 quite a bit, actually, so far.
have you?
Yeah.
For
Me
what?
too, but mostly to like.
Yeah, basically that. Because sometimes if I'm laying in bed, I'll borrow my wife's laptop thing. So I'll just like prop it there while I'm like laying back and just fucking.
You're fucking recreating a Wally right there, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
basically. Because like I don't mind holding it in handheld, but kind of like the Steam Deck, it's such a size that it just gets exhausting to hold for extended periods.
I can hold the Steam Deck.
It's
The
like-
Steam Deck has like has enough grips on it that I'm able to hold it like it holds. But like for the Switch, it just cramps my hand after a while, especially because I do play claw a lot too. So like my hand just kind of naturally kind of get a little funky with that. But man, it hurts after a certain amount of time.
Not for me. It's not about the cramping. It's just like it gets tiring just holding something for an hour plus like this.
Well, maybe try it, see how that looks, and see how it feels. Because
Absolutely
I
not.
do the kickstand's also a lot more sturdy this time.
No, I'm not gonna risk it. I will wait until there's a good set of fucking.
I already
hand
got I already got the
grips
grips ordered. They're gonna happen sometime this summer. I ordered the Satisfy, which I ordered for the Switch 1 and I liked a lot. I ended up dumping them for the Hori eventually. There are no Hori split pads for the Switch 2 yet, which once those happen, I will 100% buy those again.
Yep.
But the Satisfy kept me happy for years, and also they modified the new Satisfy to now when you have the grips on it, it actually still lets you dock on the Switch, where the last one didn't. You had to always take the grip off to dock it.
Well, now the new dock is so fucking girthy on the inside. The Switch 2 just rattles around on its own.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not like a tight.
it's
fit like the
honestly
Switch
kind of
one.
gnarly.
That's so funny because I feel like, well, I don't know about Kels actually. I should talk about David with this, but Kels, did you ever play handheld Switch 1?
Oh yeah, that's why I primarily played on Switch One.
I know David didn't.
Yeah, for me it was predominantly docked.
And that's so funny because I think we swapped right now where it's like all Breath of the Wild like has been 98% on television. Not really handheld, which is funny because that's totally flipped. My Switch 1, aside from being used for the Smash Kids, was never really docked too much. Um,
Speaking of, have you noticed like a huge difference with the Switch 2 over Switch 1 upgrade for Breath of the Wild?
it's been so long.
Mm.
And I guess we just hop into that. Let me just talk about Breath of the Wild for a little bit. It's been so long. I had this kind of thing where it was 2017, but man, I feel like I don't remember a fucking goddamn thing about this game. Like I remember maybe like one or two pivotal things. Like I might be like, oh, I vaguely remember this boss fight or something, but I just don't remember a lot of it. So I can't say, but I will say like it's silky smooth. Like there's been maybe I think I noticed slowdown once or twice the entire game. I'm about 103 shrines in. I'm just cleaning up the game right now. So I'm gonna clean up the shrines. I'm gonna clean up the sightings. I only need like 3 or 4 more sightings, and I'm off to Ganon. The first time I played it, which is so funny, the first time I played it for a while, like little by little, and I got down with 3 divine beasts. What's up, April Bernie?
Here we go.
And I stopped right at the Goron divine beast. And I just never picked it up back then. But this one I've played more this last week than I played the entire game the first time I had it, which is crazy. I did the DLC as well too. The DLC, so I'm rocking that Link motorcycle right now, which is fun. But yeah, I'm just doing cleanup on the game. But the game runs great. The game runs great. It's smooth. It looks solid. Like I think the art style is very. I love Nintendo for it, right? But it's very timeless on that. They have that really cool aspect where it feels like realistic, but you know it's cartoony too. Meshes really well. I looked at side by side of it because I was curious as to how well it did run. I think aside from obviously 60, which feels great on its own, I don't think it necessarily has too much craziness. I think Tears of the Kingdom is the thing that benefits from this extraordinarily well, right? Because Breath of the Wild is still a Wii U game, right? So it didn't really need, or it running on Switch wasn't too bad. But Tears of the Kingdom was Lord help us, right? At some points, I remember hear people saying about that. So watch side by side of Tears of the Kingdom, there was definitely some differences, but Breath of the Wild, it just feels really good.
Nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah. It's such a good game. I've been really enjoying this time around. It made me appreciate a lot more things. I am very impressed with because I was thinking about it. I was like, this was really the first Zelda games after Twilight Princess. Am I mistaken on that?
No, essentially it was, yeah.
Yeah, so it took about 11 years to get through,
Well,
right?
What, Skyward Sword?
Oh, Skyward Sword.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm missing because I was like, yeah, I feel like that's wrong, but I feel like everyone forgets about Skyward Sword too. But damn, yeah, Breath of the Wild's a really good game. I'm having that same thing, the same conundrum I kind of had with Yakuza, where I'm like, it really makes me want to hop into Yakuza Kiwami 1. This one really makes me want to hop into Tears of the Kingdom, but I know I'll get burnt out. Just having put a full week of time into Breath of the Wild now, you know? So I'm probably gonna hold out for a little bit. I'm wondering what my next game tackle will be. I kind of want to do Expedition 33 since I'm kind of on a roll with things. Kind of want to knock out a slew of smaller games too, because I'm having that same thing where I'm like, if I can knock out a 70-hour game, why can't I just knock out 7 10-hour games? What's wrong with me? But I don't know. I was also playing a bunch of Rivals before this. I haven't touched Rivals in about a week now, which buzzed me out because I wasn't getting good with Spider-Man. But oh well.
You're gonna lose that muscle memory.
Spider-Man's fucking hard, dude. You like, I feel like I have to like forewarn and apologize to all my teammates. I'm like, hey, this is my first game today, guys. Like, relax. Yeah, if there's a Spider-Man duo, I will lose that right now. So just giving y'all a fair warning, because good lord, you have to be cracked to be on Spider-Man time sometimes. But yeah, I want to play that Welcome Tour game probably, but after there's I got that. Yeah. David,
Yo,
what'd you get?
got a new chair.
Hell yeah. When's the next webcam?
Never. And then got Pokemon Diamond.
Nice. Kels.
That's all I got.
I come empty-handed today.
Yeah. I have my Spider-Punk guitar somewhere. I didn't feel like pulling it out though. So also
Nice.
also just chilling. Dave, what'd you play though?
Hell yeah. I fucking binged through all of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah, I
What
saw
a
you on that.
shit.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, because I want to try to start getting into competitive Pokemon, part of that is I need Mons. I need to get the army at the ready. And Pokemon Home has a thing where there's certain rare Pokemon you can get for completing each game's Pokedex. So I'm going through and trying to go ahead and get all the Pokemon. Then I realize, oh fuck, I literally know no one with Let's Go Pikachu. There's 7 Pokemon I can't fucking finish here. Which then reminded me why I hate fucking Pokemon. But at least now I'm at the end game. So anything that is in the game, aside from obviously the legendaries, I can go and re-grab for Kanto stuff. Because unfortunately, it is the main way to get a lot of the Kanto Pokemon. And then now that that's done, I went back into Legends Arceus. And I'm really bad at not trying to 100% the game. I'm really bad at it. Like I keep telling myself, I'm just gonna focus on the story.
See,
Gonna get
that's where I was
story
Breath of the
and
Wild.
enjoy
I'm
it.
like, cool, I got all the Divine Beasts. I can kind of knock this out. I can be done with this like 3 days ago. And I was like, let me pull up that shrine map a little bit. Let me just see where I'm at. I'm already 3/4 of the way there. Well, why don't we just do the rest of it? Fuck it.
Yeah, and that's been my problem. Is there's so many Pokemon. I'm like, I mean, just watch using that move 25 times or trying to hunt for X many variations of them. I don't want to take like 5-10 minutes. I can spend the time to do that. And then here I am, fucking. I've seen 108 Pokemon. I've captured 96 of them, and I've fully filled out all of the Dex entries for 80 of them. So I'm really bad at not just trying to 100% the fucking game. And I really just need to focus on getting through the fucking game. Because the important part is just being able to get all the fucking Pokemon. But that stupid part of my brain goes, yeah, but every time you complete 100% the Pokedex entry, you have increased shiny odds. And what if I want the shiny variant of that Pokemon? And so that's where I'm at.
Nice.
Oh, and I played more Blueprints. I'm finishing up the second half of the game, but that's going to be a long fucking slog to get. Because at this point now you're basically just at the mercy of RNG, which is very shitty. But
Could you imagine that game on Switch though?
the game would be a phenomenal on Switch. Perfect fucking Switch game, honestly.
Right.
There's a lot of those games that are launching here like around this time. Like was it Monster Train 2 came out? It's like, wow, this would be like
Yeah.
the perfect Switch game to have.
I'm surprised they didn't hop on it, but I know that they're kind of stingy about giving out those developer kits for that.
Yeah, wasn't that a thing? Like a bunch of like the indie developers and shit didn't have access to dev kits for it.
Right.
Yeah, and the devs for Blueprints is only like 10 people, so it's a very small studio.
Oh, you know what? I lied. I did get something. I bought the Hank Hill Fortnite skin.
Hell yeah.
I had to. There's no way I lived through this without.
It
finding-
should have been Cotton. 100% it should have been
That'd
Cotton.
be so fucking funny.
I saw. Do you see they have the teaser clips for the show coming up here now?
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm stoked.
I'm tentatively excited.
Someone.
It's
Go ahead.
it's definitely one of my favorite like animated shows or just shows of all time. So I feel like it's one of those things that it could be like a Matrix 4 situation very easily. Take something that was once great and just ruin.
You know what though is remember he came back with Beavis and Butthead after like that long and came in just fine though too. I think Mike Judge has a good sense of like how to adapt things in the future or adapt things after a set time, you know.
And honestly, so much of the original cast that's able to return has returned. So it feels, and everything that's leaked about the show as well, because there was a few episodes that leaked. Their whole storyboards are out there. It feels fucking on point. Like it doesn't feel like it's missed a beat.
Yeah.
The
There.
only thing I hate from it is it feels like they went backwards on a certain plot point that I don't want to spoil for it because it's a leak for the new season, but there's a certain plot point that they went backwards on that I feel kind of disgusted by, but that's the only thing.
Someone's complaining about the animation. I'm like, if you watch it for the animation, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
The cast. What was it? Unfortunately, the voice actor for Dale passed away.
Yeah.
Dale
Uh,
and John Redcorn.
And John
was just
Redcorn, that was
murdered.
an issue, or like, that was the whole thing where he got shot and killed by his neighbor over, and there was a whole dispute
Yeah.
about that, which crazy,
I mean,
crazy.
I get it. They really fucking hated John Redcorn. He was a piece of shit. I get it.
He fucked
Surprised
their
Dale
wives
didn't do
too.
it sooner.
Yeah, but rest in
But,
peace, unfortunate and all that. That's
Yeah. But Dale, his original voice actor is in 6 episodes still, though. So basically,
Oh,
more than
that's cool.
half of it is still going to be the original voice actor. Because
Okay.
it's only 10 episodes that are being released for the season.
Mm.
And Hulu is dumping them all at once, which I fucking appreciate.
I get why companies don't do that, but also like, I think for this year you're fine. No one's waiting week to week for watch new King of the Hill, right? Like that this is a perfect show for that. But
Yeah, this isn't Severance where it's like, oh, you want people to sit and stew.
I
and
can't wait to
fucking-
see what Bobby Hill does next week. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for that. How do we get on that tangent?
You bought the Hank Hill skin in Fortnite.
Yeah, shout outs to Hank Hill in Fortnite. I have not. I literally just. I didn't have it downloaded, so I just bumped it on the X Cloud. So I played it on cloud just to buy the skin and drop it off because I don't know when I'm playing Fortnite again. But I just definitely want.
They need a Cotton Hill back bling where he's like a little backpack and he just rides along his legs swinging in the air.
That's so funny.
You Nazis, as he intended.
What was it? Someone knocked over Peter Griffin, and then they turn around and they see Cleveland just like doing a Matrix backwards shot trying to save him. It's dude, Fortnite's fucking weird. Like
What
Hate-
other game
hate-
can
hate it all you
have,
want. Hate all you want, but I respect it too. Like it's survived this long, and it is the craziest crossover in video games at this point. Like it's wild.
What
Yeah,
other game
Sabrina
can you play
Carpenter
as?
doing the Dougie?
Yeah, and where else can you have fucking Bob Belcher shooting fucking Naruto? You know?
Right.
I know, it's so crazy. I went to the Oklahoma City Thunder, our basketball team. They're in the finals right now, and there's like this big downtown like park area next to the stadium, and they're having like a big celebration before one of the playoff games. And of course, they have a DJ out there doing a DJ thing, and he's like, "All right, I want to see all those kids out there. Who knows how to gritty?" And he puts on some music, and they all like just start taking off in flocks, like running. And there's like 50, 60 kids out there just gritty, and it's like, oh my god, it's a Fortnite lobby.
That's fun. I probably
Really
said
cool.
Fortnite fuels is ADHD. I respect that. I get that.
It's true.
Yeah. So where were we at?
What'd you play?
I played a little more Mario Kart. I've been every once in a while. I'm like, I need a break from this puzzle or too much in Breath of the Wild. I'll just dip into Mario Kart. I won my first knockout tour finally, fucking by the grace of God. I feel like I was trying so hard on that. It was like 1 or 2 times I just got sniped at the very end. And really upset me. But yeah,
See,
no.
me and my wife are too competitive about it. So when we're playing, one person will be in first, and they'll have like almost all the wins until the very end, and then we end up stealing it from the other person.
You can't front run,
Sabotaging.
dude. You can't front run in Mario Kart World. It's crazy. It's so fun, dude. The funniest thing ever was I see people like, hear me out before I. They're like, oh, play Mario Kart for fun. Like, you guys are being stupid. Oh no, it's like, oh, all the random stuff. And I look at their account and they're a Smash player. I'm like, brother, a Smash player is not allowed to be like, oh, you're only allowed to play this game for fun. No, stop that. For fun, you turn off all the items and you play 5 stages out of 100. I do that because I do the same thing too. So calm yourself. Like, no, that's not how it works. Also, there is like a competitive side of Mario Kart, but yeah, you can't front run in this game. Like, it's detrimental for you to front run. It's like what you want to do is stay like second or third and just have stuff ready to like start sniping at it once the walls are caving in on first place. It's
I think the only way you can run first is if you just like know the line to get through the map really fucking quick.
in Knockout Tour though, it's definitely not. Like
Oh, yeah,
you will
no.
get sniped by multiple blue shells the entire time. So it's good to stay in like second or third, but man, dude, you get fucked. You see clips online all the time where it's like someone is in first place, they get hit by like a red shell, and they drop the 14th place in 2 seconds. Like
Yep.
Fucking hell.
it is Mario Kart World is absolute chaos. I can't tell you if I like it or not compared to 8 still. 8 I think just had the formula down so well. World just feels very chaotic. And just a lot going on. I still like it a lot. I just don't know if I like it more or less than 8 currently. I think I've also had a lot of time at 8, so it's gonna be hard for me to ever debunk that. But damn, there's just so much shit, dude. Like I literally can't handle it. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I've not moved for the last 4 seconds because I got hit repeatedly. You get hit and you get run over and you get knocked over. It's that meme. Remember when Luigi gets knocked over 17 times at the end?
Yep.
Shit
that's
happened.
Exactly what it is.
Bro, like that I've many times in my house, like the girlfriend's audibly heard me go like, "What the fuck?" And I would go from like second place to like getting 17th place and getting kicked out. I'm like, holy shit. Everybody said I never knew Mario Kart can be sometimes can be competitive. Mario Kart be sometimes compared to Mario Party or Smash. There's a set list there's a set game type. Like my students have Mario Kart playing in esports as well. There's definitely a rhyme or reason the way you run that too. Like you gotta have baggers, you gotta have people keeping track of things. Like there's a whole thing with that.
Gotta get an X cart, running X wheels.
Yeah, there is like a set meta on that too, which is funny. But yeah, no, it's a real thing. I don't take it
Even in
that
this
serious.
one, they've people have been figuring out like the different sizes and weights for characters and the hidden attributes for cards and stuff. There's people already getting this meta figured out too.
Yeah, I don't give a shit enough to do that. Like I all through 8, I did Yoshi on Yoshi Kart. This time I'm doing I did Cow, and then I won mine with the Pinata on Dolphin Kart. That's what I run right now. I don't give a shit. Like whatever.
I've been running Bowser Jr. and the Lil Dumpy.
Nice.
I love Lil Dumpy.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I can't say if I like it more or less than 8, but I'm still having fun with it. Nothing else been played. I have this
yeah.
GIF of Scarlet Witch attacking all the dead people in Multiverse of Madness. Makes me want to rewatch that movie, but I just know I didn't like it.
I like that. I'm afraid on a rewatch, I'm gonna actually just spend time looking at all the problems in it.
That's where I'm at too. Like I liked it just fine, but I don't think it's one of those movies that needs a rewatch or holds up particularly well for a rewatch. I guess because a lot of it's predicated on like not knowing what's coming next, right?
Yeah.
Right.
There's no madness to it whenever you know the cameos coming up.
I always want to. Oh shit! Hold on. Patch notes for Mario Kart. Hold that thought. They're all just fixed issues.
They sent out an email telling everyone how to unlock mirror mode too.
Right, which is do everything.
Yeah, complete the game to the fullest extent.
In free roam though, you can just go into Peach's castle, which is I thought was cool. Like
Yeah, it was very cool.
yeah. Bro, every time I see like movie Twitter, it makes me want to restart movie podcast and actively keep on it this time.
Speaking of movies, I seen one this weekend too. I don't know if I said what I played. I played Dune Awakening, and
Yeah, how's Dune?
It's really fun. I'm like kind of black pilled on survival crafting games, but this one's been a lot of fun. Big PvE focus, not a whole lot of PvP in it, and from what I hear, it's supposed to be that way, so that's really cool.
Nice.
Everyone's been really chill too. All the people I find, And it's really funny because there's really no way to tell like if someone's a player character or not until you get like a foot away from them and you get like the prompt to interact with them.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of social hubs to where you can just be chilling amongst NPCs and no one really knows if you're a player or not. It's really interesting. But yeah, 2 thumbs up. Been a lot of fun. I'm a hater, but I like it.
Nice.
And besides that, bunch of Mario Kart.
Hell yeah.
I really need to get back to Expedition 33. I feel like I'm like maybe a solid
Same.
weekend away from just finishing it out. So I really need to do that this weekend.
We have that list of games that we're not going to talk about still that we still got to start getting through too.
Right, for sure. That one. Just add Expedition 33 to it. Get it done, Adrian. You're good.
I mean, honestly, like that's kind of see, that's where I was saying where I like the
I mean,
chaos.
I feel like we may as well just redo that list at this point.
I mean, I knocked out a good chunk of it actually. It was there. I've done some work on that.
I said outright I wasn't gonna work on it if I didn't think we were gonna make any progress. towards
I'm just
recording
saying.
anything.
I finished fucking Yakuza.
Yeah, that's a game I can go back and talk about at any time. But
I know. I'm just saying,
I
though,
also
like-
flatly said that if we weren't going to be organized about it, I wasn't going to put effort in it.
I'm just telling you, one of us finished it. And also, I told you though, the summer was the time I was going to take to edit the actual stuff though too, because I need to edit layouts and stuff like that. See, this is why I like to do movie ideas though. Movie ideas so much easier. Just fucking watch a movie this week. Because
And speaking of the movie I watched this week, I watched the new Wes Anderson film, Phoenician Scheme.
How was it?
Really good.
How was
nice,
it?
nice.
I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it breaks into my top 5 for him, but it was a solid entry.
Okay.
Did not have fun with it. Really good performance throughout, but he just has so many bangers at the top for me.
I want to start just busting through. You know what I really want to do? I want to do like I saw someone else I follow on Twitter do this. They did an A24 bracket. I would love to do an A24 bracket. I need to catch up on a lot of A24 films though. I am severely behind on that.
Yeah.
But to go back to what Kel was saying, I think adding Expedition 33 on that list would be a good way for us to finish that and have a good talk about it too, though. I might do that game.
Phenomenal game.
Should for sure. Phenomenal game and very short game if you can not
If
try
you just
to
focus on the main
100%.
story.
Yeah.
Well, even
If
even
you
side
don't
quest
get-
wise though, it's less than Breath of the Wild, which I'm powering through right now, right? Like
Fair.
literally last.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because a lot of the side
Yeah.
quests are essentially like you'll stumble upon an area, run down, fight the boss, go talk to someone, and you're done. It's not like
Yeah.
a very long sort of thing.
Yeah. So
Or
like,
you'll stumble into something in the world map, and it's like, I don't know if I should fight that now. Okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Then you get beat by a lamppost for like 20 minutes straight.
Or
last
you watch this giant ball fucking stomp on me over and over again.
last week I was like in Kakariko, and right now I've like cleaned up to 100 and whatever shrines I said. You know, it's like this is the potential that I just have that I know that I get frustrated. I just never show.
Yeah.
I could have powered like I could have at that same time I probably could have powered through Yakuza Kiwami 1 as well. You know, the
For sure.
power of not
think
having work for a whole week and just being on stimulants.
Yeah, I think the thing is too, like I feel like you wouldn't get tired of Expedition 33 just because of like how much like good narrative stuff there is there.
Right.
Because I like Breath of the Wild, it's so easy to just kind of get bored of it because there is a narrative there, but it's not like in your face. It's not like anything super emotional that's like pulling you in. I feel like
Well, so that's
especially
fair. I
compared
think
to
there's another
Expedition
way of that
33.
though too. I feel like it's also just fun to like yeah, you'll get bored of the main story maybe, right? But man, I have so much fun just going out the beaten path and just doing whatever the fuck else I want, you know?
yeah, but that's the stuff that makes me tired of it. That
It's
that's stuff that
overwhelming.
will drive
It's
me
very
away from it
overwhelming.
for sure.
That
Like I'll do my
I
exploring and just be like, okay, what am I doing here?
I really hate the weapon durability in the game. I
That
hate
too.
having to spend a good chunk of my time either just fucking around with whatever weapons I happen to forge off of enemies, or having to spend time crafting, creating shit to actually use and keep a steady supply. of
I've
it.
never crafted a thing.
That's the good thing about the shrines, though, is if you do like if you're like Adrian or me, like I did the same thing. I just mainline the shrines first. You'll come out with so much good loot, that
Bro,
you-
I don't have enough slots.
yeah,
which is
you have to go
unfortunate.
store it at your house.
Yeah. Which I just did the house right now. Literally before we got on this, I just did the house. But but right now, like I've got so many slots of that I'm leaving. I'm just leaving a lot of treasure behind in shrines right now. I figured out a way to cheese the major test of strengths. So it's like I end up busting 2 weapons by the time by the time I clean them out, I get 2 weapons back. So like at this point, I just have too many weapons. Because I'm the kind of I like to preserve things. I'm like a hoarder in video games like that, where I hate losing certain things. So I try to keep as much in stock as I can. And yeah, and then also I have the Master Sword already. So like I use Master Sword until that thing breaks and has to recharge, in which case I just go through and do everything else. And I my weapon management has been too solid right now, which is like Ganon's gonna get fucked at this point wherever I'm at, dude. Like I'm popping off with everything right now. I need to go get the shield next, but I did hear the shield breaks, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I really hate that the Master Shield and the Hero Shield both, or the Master Sword and the Hero Shield both break.
Yeah, the Master
Yeah, well,
Sword,
it's more of
not a
like a
fan of that.
recharge, though.
the shield is not. The shield just breaks.
Oh, does it?
The shield
Yeah.
just
I
breaks.
thought it was also a recharge.
No, it should have been at least. Like I even the recharge, I'm
fucking
kind of
dumb.
like on. I feel like
Yeah,
It
I
sh-
don't like the recharge at all.
it
It's
should
the
just
Master
be
Sword,
like,
bro.
this is your weapon. Go, because they talk
Yeah.
about that the entire game. They're like, bro, that weapon, the shield darkness, and then it's like, you kill about 12 enemies. All right, I gotta chill, bro. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You gotta kill Ganon. You can't take out fucking 12 Kukos or whatever. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, no, I really wish they just like, because at some point with these games, I feel like the most fun part about that is finding, and then that breaks the game a little bit, you know? You got to feel like kind of a badass rolling into Ganon's place, right? So like, give you the Master Sword, because it does take a while for you to get, and I love the way it does it too. The when you have to like drain your hearts to get into it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, let that be the thing that you just like fuck around with, you know? Even the bike, which is unfortunate, the bike you still have the fuel. And
That's
even
so
then,
dumb.
it's not hard. It's literally once it like runs out of gas, you just fill it up with like 10 items. It's almost any item works. So I just bump it up with the whatever the blob things are that break into big jellies. I just give it 10 to that, and it pumps back. But I'm like, why is there gas in this? Like,
Especially whenever it's something that's so small, like it's like, oh, you can literally use anything. It's like, why is this here then?
right. I don't know why it's that. It just feels like, I mean, maybe I guess you guys would be a better idea or better knowledge of this, but is it Japanese gamers just, or Japanese developers don't like breaking their own games? Because Rockstar don't give a shit, right? Like Rockstar like, break it. We don't give a fuck.
No, that's stupid common in fucking JRPGs, especially.
Yeah,
being
let's say
able to break shit.
JRPGs because you have like Ultima weapons instead. And they're just like, yeah, fuck it. This will blow the enemy. That's the whole thing. Like you want to try to get the damage cap. And there's so many ways to do it. Hell, even in Expedition 33, they're like, oh yeah, here's a Picto that will an ability that specifically uncaps the damage for you.
Yeah, so it just confused me. I get like Breath of the Wild, they really just did not want you to break the game. I guess because maybe in their minds it breaks the immersion of the world. You know, like they crafted this and for you to go and do
That's
one
the
thing and do
only
that.
thing
But
I can see. Yeah.
which I can vaguely understand, but at the same time too, I'm like, it took work to get to that though. Like even the champion's ballot was pretty tough, honestly. It's like if you worked your ass to get that, I feel like the reward should be okay, break the game a little bit. Like you've earned it, you know?
Yeah, even in like Metal Gear Solid, like a big thing in those games where like you would get like the bandana or what was the other thing? There's one that made you invisible, then one that like made it you have unlimited ammo. And these were like items that you would get from doing like specific things in the game, maybe beat it on a certain difficulty or whatever. But it was like, yeah, here's this. You already beat the game, break it even further, try to do whatever else you can. So I think it is, like you said, it's a narrative thing for them probably. They just don't want it to like they don't want the player to get outside the confines of like the story that they've created, I guess.
Right. But and like yeah, like it makes sense on that end too. But the way I see it, I'm like, if you're gonna give the challenge to a player to do something, give them the reward of like, okay, break, because it's not even hugely breaking the game. It's like
For sure.
get the Master Sword's 30 damage, 60 if it's an ancient enemy, and then even then there's like some weapons that can like do better
Do
than
more.
that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like let us break the game a little bit.
For sure.
Did you ever play the Champions Ballad for Breath of the Wild?
Is it
The DLC?
What's that? No, I didn't do the DLC.
So the DLC, and that's how you get the bike. The DLC,
Yeah.
like the first wave of it is you got to go through a bunch of stuff at the beginning, like on the what do you call it? Where you first start the game out
Like
after the
the Great
resurrection.
Plains or
Yeah,
whatever.
the Great Plains. You have to go through and you have to like clear 4 parts of it without getting hit once. And you can get, and if you get hit, you die, but you can reset at that point though too. So if you clear the first one, die the second one, you start the second one, which is cool. But like, yeah, you can get hit. So it gives you like a fourth of a heart, and you only get one weapon that can instant kill uh enemies, but you only get 2 strikes before it has to charge up again. So that's like a challenge, okay. And then you have to go. Then the next part is you have to go to each of the 4 champions. You have to do 3 things in 3 different shrines, and then you have to go through and fight the boss with the weapons that the champions fought them with. Okay, and then at the end you fight the you know that thing that you see at the end of every shrine, like that crusty ass body.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you fight that thing at the end, and that thing was a tough boss battle. But you do all that to get the bike, and I'm like, well, if you get the bike, why do I have to fill the fucking thing up? Like, come on, it's a
Yeah,
goddamn
I already did the whole like quest line.
it's a goddamn divine beast, and you're making me like fill it up with these like monster parts. Like, brother, just let me break the game. Just let me break the game. I beg of you. I don't know, whatever. But at least the shield too. That's my biggest gripe right now. I haven't got the shield yet. I'm gonna probably do that tonight, but that's the biggest gripe when I found out. I'm like, that breaks. I guess you could buy another one, but
Well, the funniest thing about the hero shield is like it's like you find it and you're like, oh wait, this is the hero shield. What the fuck? Because it's just kind of like chilling in the castle. It's
it's
like
showing
not
in the
even
basement of Hyrule class castle, right? I think.
exactly. It's like just kind of chilling there, and you pick it up. You're like, oh, what's this? Like, oh, well, fuck. This is just here.
Yeah. Which I mean, kind of makes sense, right? It's kind of funny. Just like, oh, yeah, there's my stuff right now. But I'm surprised they didn't make a bigger deal about the shield as well, though. I feel like the shield's just as
Yeah,
synonymous as the
exactly.
Master Sword too.
No, it 100% is. It's a fucking crest that's on like every game.
Yeah. So I'm surprised they were like always like master, but just didn't really give a shit about the shield.
Yeah, it's just it's in the cellar. Go grab it.
Right. I am thinking of David. You'll probably be happy about this. I have heard that Age of Calamity runs extremely well on Switch too. So part of me wants to like keep the Zelda vibe I'm going right now and go with that. Since
Hell
I know
yeah.
I probably can't stomach Tears of the Kingdom currently right now after that, but maybe Age of Calamity might be a good. It's a good palate cleanser. You know, it's same story esque. Like it's kind of a non canon, but
I thought it was just straight up a prequel.
it's a prequel, but it's an alternate reality.
The fuck?
I think they
What's the point
win
of
at the
that?
end of Age of Calamity. That's why.
Uh,
Whereas in Breath of the Wild, obviously they lost. Um, but yeah, it might be also because it's just different gameplay. You know, you have to cleanse the palate after a certain play style, and yeah, like I'm loving it, obviously. But yeah, a little it does get a little bit tiring just doing the same thing over and over again. Uh, Granted, I do like the way they get creative with that game though too, where like some of the games, like they turn it like I just finished one earlier today where you had to play golf essentially with you have to freeze the ancient thing, you have to hit it off and like make it into the hole or something like that, you know. So
Yeah.
they get creative with that kind of stuff, which
I
is
think
cool.
the biggest sin of that game though is just no dungeons. Like you have to have dungeons in a Zelda game.
yeah.
It is really confusing. I get the Divine Beast is supposed to be the dungeon, but it's not.
No, it's not. Don't let them try to fucking gaslight you into thinking it's supposed to be.
No water dungeon though.
I know. What the fuck?
It did make me want to
Asshole.
play Twilight Princess again though. I saw a video
I
of
haven't
someone
been
going
there
through
very often.
the entire main line of Zelda games to determine their favorite. They are like, I played Ocarina of Time and it was the greatest game I ever played, so I'm gonna go do this. And it's funny because like I've always thought this, and it's funny kind of getting validated a little bit. Is that when they were going through, they just kind of kept bringing Ocarina of Time down by down, little by little, because every game just kind of iterates off that. And so like me, Twilight Princess was my first real Zelda game. Technically, I think the NES was, I don't know, but my first 3D Zelda game was with Twilight Princess, and therefore when I went back to Ocarina of Time, I'm like, eh. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Ocarina of Time's amazing. I'm like, yeah, but Twilight Princess is kind of the same thing. I feel like it followed the same backbone. It just kind of did it better, gameplay wise, at least, you know.
That's why I always think Majora's Mask is the superior N64 Zelda game.
That's the biggest
Agreed.
reason why I want to play Ocarina of Time because I want to get through to Majora's Mask.
Because Majora's Mask, like I've gone back to it so many times now, and it's still fucking awesome. It just plays so good, and there's just something about it that it hasn't been replicated yet in the franchise.
Interesting. Hold up. I don't buy it, but at MCU source says breaking. Kevin Feige is planning to leave Marvel Studios after the release of Secret Wars.
I could see it.
I feel like they've been saying that forever though.
Wasn't
whole
it?
thing was
Wasn't
like, oh,
always
he's gonna
like
go
for him to
Star
like.
Wars.
Yeah, I was about to say for him if he transitions to go to like Star Wars or something, I could see that. But I feel like I
I
don't know.
can imagine he wants to do something entirely different. By this point in his life,
I have the money. It has to be amazing.
yeah, but he's got to have stockpiled enough by that point. You know what I mean? At a certain point, there's got to be some other passion project you want.
I could see him on a transition to like different franchise maybe, but
Well, supposedly the thing is he's a big Trek fan, but he also really wants to do Star Wars. So 'cause I think at one point he was pitching a Star Wars movie that he was supposed to be attached to as the like a executive producer for.
Treyface says hell yeah. He's Majora's Mask on
Hell
Switch. It is
No, well, for the backwards, the
Switch
the-
Online.
Yeah, Switch Online, but not like a port or anything
Oh,
like
yeah, right.
that.
You probably want to take a break from Marvel. I could see that, but I don't know. Part of me too. Maybe I'm. Maybe it's very parasocial for me to say, but I would feel like as a person, when you started off with the mutants, I guess it makes a good closure, right? You start off with the mutants, and by the time you leave, you're kind of bringing the mutants in the MCU, right? That's kind of at both ends though, because I'm like, I feel like I'd want to like really take a stamp at the MCU with just full mutants, because that's what's gonna happen after Secret Wars, right? Like we're going full mutants after that.
Oh yeah, it has to be.
Which should be
Yeah.
feel like a breath of fresh air, but I could see him kind of. I think that Disney Plus shit burned him the fuck out though too. I think
Yeah.
if it wasn't for that, he'd probably still be going forever. But what was the article I read where it was like, dude, at some point it was so hard to get to Kevin Feige where if you saw him in the hallway, you were like blessed and you just had to stop him and talk to him real quick for that. Like Jesus Christ, dude was spread thin.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
What do you mean? There's twerking in She-Hulk.
Megan the what?
Jesus Christ.
No,
I
don't
said
think
Secret
that's
Wars,
what
not Secret
people do.
Invasion. This shit sucks. Sorry, bro.
I seen a big it was like a Twitter thread of like characters in the MCU we will never see again. And it was like that chick from Secret Invasion, Samuel L. Jackson's wife from Secret Invasion. Just like a whole like
The
list of them of
all the
Secret Invasion.
Eternals. What was it? Harry Styles,
Styles.
Humans.
Yeah.
Hercules. Yeah, no.
Which surprisingly, I seen that one was supposed to be still in the works, like just this past week or someone tweeted about
Sure.
it. Yeah.
Wait,
Can't
say,
even get
Okay.
Blade like we're gonna get fucking Hercules.
I think people were trying to say that Hercules would be a good replacement for Thor, which I kind of agree. That would be a good way to let Thor move on and do that because there's
No, fuck it. Don't be cowards. Give us Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah. Not just the fucking statue in Ragnarok too.
Apparently says imagine he goes to work on a DC project. That would never happen. Disney would pay him before he leaves like that. I feel like that'd have a bad look on the studio.
I feel like he probably has like a non-compete in his
I'm sure.
in-
That's
in
why
somewhere in there, too.
that's
Non-competes
why
are not actually upholdable in court, though, is a thing.
Yeah, well, you also haven't been sued by Disney yet, so
that mouse goes hard. But also
That
you would
mouse
lose
do
a
go
lot. You
hard.
would lose a whole set of opportunities just having the mouse be mad at you too, though, you know.
He's
wouldn't be-
already made a fuck ton of mouse money. Like we're talking as if he needs this money. Let's be
You
honest.
talk like rich
At
people don't
this
want to keep
point-
being rich though. Like
yeah, and the mouse got shooters out there. They ain't gonna allow him to go to DC. They'll buy DC before that happens.
James
Hey,
Gunn.
Warner Bros. You got money
James Gunn
troubles?
landed himself in a really solid spot, being like, "Oh, I'm fired. I can do whatever the fuck I want." Shit. All right. Which, by the way, I love seeing all those James Gunn stuff come out, like with his interviews. He had I think it was Rolling Stone, I think, or something like that. He had a really long interview with them, and he's doing it right, where he's like, literally no project without a full script is getting done. He has to like read the script and love the script for it to get cleared and move on. So he's like, there was a project that we just canceled because the script was half done. He said that everyone greenlit it, the studio execs wanted it, everyone around it wanted it, but we canceled it because the script's not done.
Good shit.
I'm like, good. Like,
Well,
that's
that's
how it
what
should be.
happens too whenever you have like a fan heading it up too, someone that genuinely loves the content there. That's like one of the big issues with Star Wars. Is like I feel like there's no one at the top that's just like, yep, I like that, go with it. Meanwhile, like people have their issues with Kathleen Kennedy for XYZ, but I think the issue is she just like lets them run. She's like, yeah, do it, go for it, and that's cool for like creatives, but it's not cool for us taking in shit that could be like way better.
Right. And the
No,
way
there needs to be a balance.
the way he said it too was he was like, Superwoman was gonna happen for a while, but then they gave me a script that fucking rocked, so I said push it, and he said there was like I think another one that he said he liked a lot, so he said yeah, do it, go. So James Gunn's like being hands on with everything, and they even asked him like, you get burnt out? He's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, supposedly they've already like fast tracked. Was it Wonder Woman as well?
Yeah,
Yes.
Like that's one of the next big ones that they're working.
he says
on.
that when he sees a script that he likes, he's on for it, which you know I can
It's
trust
so
his
insane to me
quality.
that, like, yeah, it's so insane to me that Supergirl and Wonder Woman are getting movies before Batman does.
Fuck it. You know what? Batman needs a break.
And that's essentially what he said too. He said that there's so much content out there on Batman that's pretty much touched like all the major storylines that we could get to.
Now give us a good fucking Green Lantern, please.
Well, see, I want a good live action Batman with Robin. That's something that we just haven't gotten.
That fair. We have not had the dynamic duo properly represented. But still, give me a good fucking Green Lantern, please.
I do feel for Robert Pattinson though, because imagine getting that role and you're like, I'm not gonna want to do it after waiting 7 years to do that next one, you know?
Yeah, and that's another thing because I think he was tweeting and he mentioned that Matt Reeves just hasn't given him a script yet on it, but still go.
Yeah, so I appreciate Matt Reeves on the paper aspect. Like if you're writing a story, like if we're talking like a novel, right? It's like, yeah, take all the time you need to make it look good, except if you're George R.R. Martin, in which case don't do that. But like, bro, your actor gets old. He's not gonna want to do this again, you know. And I'm getting 50-50. It feels like little by little they keep wanting to like put that Batman into this DCU though too, right? Like, I'm sure that's been talks. I'm sure they've been talking back and forth about should we just do that and just let that one be, because they could live in it. It didn't really. I mean, the Joker part at the end, right? That'd be something they kind of have to like hold themselves to. But everything else in that movie, like, it's kind of free reign to do whatever the fuck you want with it. I don't know. I'm excited to see what Superman does. I'm glad James Gunn is kind of at that helm. They have a really good thing going on where it's a double co-CEOs, where one guy runs the business, James Gunn's running the creative side. I think that's the way to do it because James Gunn has been on his he's been on it. I think he doesn't really have any misses in superhero things.
No, like he's done very good with what he's been given. Even like the shitty hands he's been dealt with, like all the shit with Thor and stuff with the Guardians.
Yeah, he was talking so much shit about that too. He's like, I really didn't want to do that.
Yeah, and them killing off Gamora without telling him.
Yeah. He also talked about, like, he was kind of candid about his firing, saying that he's like, straight up, Superman does not like get written without me having gone through that. He's like, yeah, I know logistically, obviously that's kind of what happened, but I had to be put in that space to come out this kind of writer where I'm at right now. And I'm like, all right. I respect it. And
I can see that, and you can definitely see that in Guardians 3 too, because I went back and rewatched all three of them since they released, and there's like such a big, but also not big there's a big difference in 2 and 3, I feel like, and 1 definitely, but it's not in a way that like the movie's not like in conjunction with the other two. It feels a lot more like adult. It feels like
it's an evolution.
streamlined. It's 100% an evolution. Yeah, it doesn't lose its identity, but there is growth there.
Right. It has kind of a hardened edge to it, right? It's like you recognize they grew the fuck up. Like something happened in there too. And I think that, I mean, put yourself in James Gunn's shoes, right? It's like you had this good thing going, and then some dumbass tweets that you were being edgy about resurfaced, and it almost killed your entire career, right? You wake up the next day and you're like, oh fuck, I think I'm done. right? Like you get fired by the mouse and everything, but luckily DC throws you a life because they were smart. God bless them for that. Because I'm like, y'all are fucking stupid right now. Like, why are you guys canceling someone over like dumbass edgy tweets? Like, whatever. Threw him a life jacket. Said, "Go make this." I love the Suicide Squad. Still love it. So good. And they sniped him for that, and I think that was good too. But yeah, I agree. I feel like you can. I think he also mentioned too. He's like, there's a lot more. He's like, I'm a lot more sentimental of a person now too. Like, he's like, I have a just like the jokes kind of like weighted away a little bit, and like I kind of fill that side with more sentimental side of me, and I could think that could tell too through that.
Yeah, there's a real earnestness in what he's doing now. It's really
Yes.
cool to see.
'Cause that's what he mentioned too. He was like, yeah, like I've never felt more love than the day after I got fired when everyone reached out to me and let me know like, bro, like we got you. Like, what do you need? Because, damn, that was a crazy little bit. Let's see if everyone has some chats here. Do y'all think Matt Reeves' Batman will be in DCU? He's being vague about it. That's what I'm saying. I think they're being coy about it because they're not sure.
I feel like they've had talks.
They
and
definitely have
that's
talks.
Why, it's like I feel like it's probably came up and he has been against it, and that's kind of like what's been going on. That's just the vibes I've been getting.
Right. Matt Reeves definitely didn't want to, at least initially. I'm not sure if he may have changed his mind or anything, but he definitely, at least initially, did not want that.
He seemed staunchly against it whenever, like, I remember when Batman Part 1 or whatever the fuck it's called came out, and they were kind of asking him, like, oh, is this guy going to be with
He's like, "No."
Henry Cavill one day? And he was, like, firmly against it. So I wonder if it's kind of like one of those things where they came to him about it, and now he's been kind of like, oh no, they're going to take this from me.
James Gunn wouldn't do that, but I'm sure James Gunn seems like a guy that would probably pitch Matt Reeves a few ideas like, hey, if you want to add him in here, we could do it this way. And Matt Reeves is probably like, I mean, that could be why he's rewriting things, you know, maybe he's like, maybe I'm not against that as much as I would, you know. Under the old regime, no,
Yeah.
he's not doing that shit.
Yeah, because I definitely see a way that they can, like, it's so easy, right? They can just be like, yeah, this is Gotham right across the bay from Metropolis. I mean, there's nothing to keep them like apart, right?
I think the contrast of it would be really cool too, right? Because Batman is a really dark character. And
It's
Superman,
like a grim noir, while Superman's bright, poppy.
right? Even Metropolis
colors.
versus Gotham, right? Gotham looked run the fuck down in Batman, but seeing Metropolis is bright, you know. I think it could work, but I think like, they're kind of in a weird spot too, though, right? Because like if they don't move forward with him being in the DCU, that means Batman's really not going to be in the DCU for a long time, you know, because they got to do another Batman story to get him back in there, and they're probably
Honestly,
not.
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
See, the thing is too, like the whole idea, I guess, is they're wanting to just jump to Brave and the Bold, which is just Batman with Damian. So that's 3 Robins down. He's like already 40s, 50s. So I think that's the whole idea, anyways. I think they're wanting to skip like the parents being murdered, facing off with Joker and all that. They're wanting to get to like the meat and potatoes of Justice League.
Honestly, it's kind of like Spider-Man. Everyone knows fucking Batman's origin story. We don't need to start from the beginning of a Batman again. Just fucking give us an older Batman story. Fuck it.
Right.
Yeah, that just bums me out because I want to see my boy Dick get raised by a terrible father.
They can always go back and fill that
way
gap in
faster.
somehow.
See, and I just don't want flashbacks of it. Like, give me time to like bond with him. Let me see the Titans. And let me see the
time is
contrast
8
between
p.m.
him and Tim. I want to see all that. I don't want to just jump to Damian and be like, all right, here's this little shit. Now you gotta love him. Like, no, I learned to love him because he understands what it means to be Robin eventually. Like, I don't want to just be like introduced to him and like forced to love him.
So I can imagine they're in a kind of a predicament. I'm sure James Gunn would love to have Matt Reeves as Batman in on this too. I'm sure Robert Pattinson probably wouldn't even mind either, right? He's just kind of chilling. Any reason for him to make more money to like go and do more weird stuff, I'm sure he's fine with.
Well, I also feel like he doesn't particularly, like, at first at least, remember there's like the whole story about like he would not work out to get in shape for the Batman. They had to like put him in padded suits for a lot of it. Part of me wonders, like, does he really like doing it? But then I feel like after the movie came out, like he was so positive about it in like interviews, and even up to now, I feel like he's super positive about it. So I wonder if that just changed from like working with Matt or working on that crew.
Well, I'm sure playing Batman's fun. Just the unreal workout regimen they put you on is not fun.
Yeah, and imagine coming up after Affleck and Christian Bale, both dudes that probably got fucking jacked for the role, pumped hella steroids.
Dude, you know what's just so funny just thinking about though is right whenever you're casting a Marvel movie, Disney gives like give you the best workout of your life, and you're walking out of abs with like hardcore 8-pack abs in like half a year. It's so funny how Kumail Nanjiani, right? Like he hunked the fuck out like on that. He just like went bodybuilder on that. Didn't ever show his abs on Eternals, and then he's gone out of it now.
Yep.
Like that shit was just like done. That workout's like no joke though. If you ever want to like maintain that, like you will not have any semblance of a fun diet ever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which I mean, like, shout out to those people that rock those kind of bodies, but at the same time too, I'm like, man, but you don't know what pizza tastes like. You know, can't
Or
give
if you
that
do, you spend so much extra time at the fucking gym that what's the point?
right. Having to run that off though. Like what was it? It was Zac Efron and like Seth Rogen hanging out together, right? And Seth Rogen, like Zac Efron's like drooling because Seth Rogen's just eating pizza. He's like, "Oh, this tastes great, man." uh, man. Let's see what else did you say. Clayface movie before Batman too.
Mm. See another weird one.
Creature Commando is probably his weakest, but still enjoyable for the most part. That's fair.
See, I haven't even watched Creature Commandos yet.
I've heard mixed stuff on it, but mostly good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's like, okay, cool. We get cartoon Suicide Squad. Sick.
And you watch Peacemaker. That's actually something I gotta do.
Peacemaker's fucking great, and you definitely need to watch it before season 2.
When season 2 drop?
Hit by James Gunn. I feel like it was August, maybe, because they had a trailer come out here recently.
Okay.
Yep, August 21st.
All right, I'll put that on my list. That was one of the ones on my list that
Yeah, I feel like Peacemaker was better than Suicide. I really like the Suicide Squad. I feel like Peacemaker was definitely better than the Suicide Squad though.
Interesting.
Yeah, John Cena fucking killed it in Peacemaker.
The Suicide Squad is just so funny.
Peacemaker.
I definitely
Why can't he act in wrestling then?
It is, but Peacemaker is like funny, but like taken to a whole new level. It's really fun.
I'm excited.
Good.
I'm excited.
Just because you get to spend like a full season with the characters in there.
Okay. That's on my that's let me go read this really quick. I had a list of stuff I want. I made a list of like, here's what I want to do this summer, and I have a list of like, here's what I actually did this summer. Games I had are Bramble, Expedition 33, and Cyberpunk. Movies I had. I wanted to watch all Final Destination. I had the Before trilogy, and then I had some A24 films on there, and shows I wanted to knock out were Daredevil, Peacemaker, and Twin Peaks. That's my trio of shows I want to knock out this summer.
Daredevil's gonna be long as fuck.
Yeah, that might be the one that takes the hit. But oh, that reminds me, I did watch a movie, Society of the Snow. Have you guys heard of that one?
Mm-mm.
That one's of that plane wreck with the rugby players way back in like 80 something or 70 something, whatever it was. I think 80.
Yep.
David, you know about that?
No.
So these rugby players from this one team were going to Chile for their game, and they had filled this like one plane, which had, I guess it had like a 33% failure rate among planes, which is crazy. But they had to fill it up with like as much people as they could to make the plane cheaper, right? But they're going for like one of their championships games or whatever, their playoff games or whatever. And then they were flying over the Andes and it crashed. And it split up, and like upon landing, 27 people survived. And a bunch of shit just happened where they were not found for 70 something days, and like 16 of them survived in the Andes. And granted, it's the opposite, so it was like their spring, but we're talking like below zero temperatures pretty much nightly. And they did have to resort to cannibalism for a chunk of it too. Fantastic film though. Society of the Snow. It's on Netflix. Highly recommended. It's brutal. Um, they got the approval from everyone surviving, which by the way, they're rugby players, so they're pretty hardcore. So that's kind of what contributed to them help like surviving. Like they were such a good just group of boys that were just like really teamwork led, right? And they were really helping each other out. But the surviving members right now, like they approved every single scene they had for the movie with them, and they were like, even saying like, yeah, that feels exactly how it happened. And they kind of filmed it on site too, where they filmed a lot of scenes on site, but they also filmed a lot of like 360 camera shots, so that way when they were in sets off site, they superimposed the background on it too, so it still feels like everything on there, you know. Um, Fantastic movie though, very brutal but fantastic. It's definitely worth a watch.
That's so funny to me. Them just going to survivors and being like, "Hey, you want to go relive some trauma?"
I mean, yeah, but I mean they a few of them have written books on it and stuff like that too,
Right.
which is fair.
Trying to come to terms with it.
Yeah, and talk about that too. I think which I mean makes sense, right? But a lot of people resort to the cannibalism side of it, like that's the fascinating part for them that stands out to them. But they were also like very respectful about it too. Like when they survived, like the ones that survived out of there too, like they were giving each other permission to like they're like if I pass, just go for it. And they were kind of like making connections with it with like Christ and like and like uh spilling blood for each other. You know what I'm saying? So like they were all very very thoughtful about it too. There was one brutal part though, like they to when they had to get to the point, right? Because they did not have like that much to eat. So when they finally got to the point of like, hey, we have to make it happen, they would like keep everyone face down, right? Like we don't want to see who it is, so like face down. Unfortunately, there was when it rains, it pours. So they were inside the fuselage for one night, and there was an avalanche that kept them in the fuselage under snow for like 6 days. And at which point they had to eat off someone that was like dead already in there, and they couldn't get away from hiding who it was too. Very intense, and it ended up the only way they got out was that two of them straight up just hiked for like 10 days straight, and they happened to come across a guy that was like riding on his horse.
That's fucking insane.
Right. Actually wild. But yeah, that the Society of the Snow. Go watch that for sure. Yeah. Oh, really interesting. I know it is. Everybody in the chat says absolutely. As much as I like Suicide Squad, Peacemaker was surprisingly more emotional.
It really was.
That's so funny when you think about that, though, right? Like on the surface level, when you don't think about when all you know is Peacemaker from Suicide Squad, you're like, how? But I mean, it's also like I said, James Gunn has written very emotionally driven movies too.
Right. He knows how to kind of subvert
I really want to
expectations a bit.
I really want to watch Guardians 3. You got me wanting to do that now.
It's so good.
Guardians 3 was
is
fucked up,
easily
dude.
Up there. It's so fucked up.
Also, you think about it, the whole planet got murked, and just no one really talked about it. That's my only flaw with that movie. I'm like, I wish there was some sort of like levity on the fact that bro destroyed the whole fucking planet, and just no one really addressed it.
All those poor little animal people.
They were super sweet too. A lot of them were like super cool. Like they housed them and stuff. I'm like, can we not just like get angry for them a little bit, please? That's my only big flaw of Guardians 3. I'm like, you guys really should have like thought about that with the ramifications of it.
I think that's also just another little bit of that James Gunn humor too, though. It's kind of like, yep, they all died.
Yeah, but yeah, but I don't know. I get that, but it makes sense for the Suicide Squad, right? Like, oops. But like the Guardians have a lot of empathy though, right? Like there's a lot of empathy among that group, so to like just not think about that too is kind of, I don't know. That rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, but I mean, the movie's still fantastic, obviously. David, any news this week?
No, I don't really think so. I think that's part of the reason I suggested we cook a roster for the new Marvel fighting game. Let me double check.
We had Randy Pitchford being an idiot again.
What did he do this time?
He like made a tweet talking about like, see, I told you our game would be different. It's not $80 for
Yeah, after
Borderlands.
saying real fans will pay $80 for the game.
Well, they
and
couldn't
got
charge 80
bullied
for
into
that. They're
releasing 70.
Gearbox or 2K is like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, I need to find the exact tweet because it was pretty funny.
What a fucking idiot.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
I
was
am
the
so
fact
stoked.
that oh, sorry, go ahead.
He said, I am so stoked that Borderlands 4 is $69.99 and not 80. I am so stoked that we're not doing any paid early access stuff and move the date earlier. I am stoked that we're planning a ton of awesome DLC. And then just like all the comments are people ripping them. So stoked for hardcore fans to get the collector's edition for $150 and it doesn't even include the game.
That shit's so annoying.
Yeah.
I hate when collector's editions don't have the game. Granted, Expedition 33 is kind of doing that right now, but I feel like they're doing it in response to how popular the game was.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't the intent.
Which I still want to get, but it's way too expensive in shipping too. And I'm like, nah. This is where I have to draw the line of like, I got too much shit.
Yep, for sure.
There was confirmation that Silent Hill 1 is getting a remake by
right,
Team.
right. Really quick though, I already said Randy Pitchford is so obnoxious, and that makes him sad as a Borderlands fan. I get that, and I sympathize with you. Silent
Don't
Hill
ask
1.
him about magic tricks.
We did it, boys. Silent Hill 1.
It's
We bought
happening.
enough Silent Hill 2 to make it happen.
So
It's
anticlimactic the way they're doing it. I wish they would actually like put some heart into it.
Yeah, like why did they do that? Why not just like wait until it was like cooked enough to have a fucking trailer? Like that's so
The
stupid.
Silent Hill
I
2
hate
trailer.
that.
Remember that moment when we watched that?
Oh, that was so fucking.
We watched that
oh,
with Gore, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That what a
The
moment.
pop off.
Yeah, what
The
a moment.
Fucking pop off.
I don't know. It's so funny how anticlimactic they are with stuff sometimes. Konami just doesn't get it sometimes, but
And yeah, in a weird way, it feels appropriate for Silent Hill 1.
yeah. But
Like,
that
don't get me
means
wrong, I adore Silent Hill 1, but like, it's not exactly the most breathtaking game in the series either.
well, that one's gonna need more
It's-
time to cook for sure, though. Now, right? Like, they have to do a lot of stuff with that game to make it.
You can reuse a lot of the town assets, though.
Sure, but I'm saying like gameplay wise,
how are
it's gonna be a
how are
Silent
they
Hill
gonna
2 game.
expand upon it. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
not only
I
that,
imagine
but
it's gonna be the same engine. It's gonna be basically just Silent Hill 2, but it's Silent Hill 1.
Right. We just fall into a really weird vortex of names now.
well, the thing is too with Silent Hill 2, the remake, they extended the game out by like 3 times the length. So like, how are they gonna do that with the first? Like, what was there that was
They're gonna add a lot of
what was cut
connections.
that they get to add back?
They're gonna add a lot of connections to 3 now. Like I'm sure 3 is they're gonna put a lot of like breadcrumbs to make you feed into 3 now.
Well, Cal's mentioned this in our group chat, and I almost wonder, because I forgot that they added a lot of stuff to Silent Hill 2. I almost wonder if they do actually just go back and say, fuck it, and it's part of the reason it's unceremoniously announced is because part of the big reveal is that it's gonna be Silent Hill 1 and 3. Because Silent Hill 1 is only like a 5
It's
6 hour
Konami.
game.
They're gonna want money.
Well, then that just goes to the like how likely are they to just like be working on them both at the same time then? To just go ahead and greenlight them both.
It's
like,
so
all right,
funny. You know, it's so funny in hindsight how like the naming thing is gonna be now though, right? Like I understand why we went to Silent Hill 2 initially, right? Like
Yeah.
Konami's like, we need our biggest one out the gate, please God.
And also it's standalone, so you can just bam.
Right, but the naming convention is gonna be so funny, right? You think about it, like if they do just keep it standalone, right? Silent Hill 2, then you're gonna go by 1. Oh, now I'm gonna go by 3. Not that it
Silent
really.
Hill 3 Intergrade.
I mean I can imagine they just do the 4, honestly, like all 4, because Bloober seem to have a good time with it. It's sold really well. Konami's fine with it. Assuming Silent Hill 1 sells as well, I mean, I can imagine we just keep going, and I would love to see how they do with 4. Honestly, can imagine imagine
I'd love 4 to be
I
given a
and if
chance
someone
again.
doesn't know anything really about that, like aside from it being in a room, like you look at something like PT, right, which looks incredible because it's the same hallway repeating over and over again. Imagine if you just focus like the current gen graphics on just like making that look as great as possible.
Oh, this is Silent Hill 4 room has so much fucking potential. Like, it's a lot of people shit on the game, but like, it was a good fucking game. It just was not a good follow up to the original trilogy.
Well, it's standalone, right?
It is standalone like 2 is, but that's the problem. Is 3 is a phenomenal game. It's a sequel, direct sequel to 1, which the 1 is an okay game, but again, it's the one that started all, so it kind of gets the path. And then Silent Hill 2 is standalone and an absolute fucking masterpiece. 3 is also a masterpiece, but you need the context of 1 to fully appreciate 3. So now it's like, okay, we're going back to a standalone. So the most 2 immediate games we have to compare it to are the standalone that's a just absolute masterpiece, and the one that's not a standalone but is still a fucking masterpiece. So it's not a masterpiece game, it's just really fucking good. But the problem is you followed up 2 fucking masterclass games with it was a good game.
How was reception of it back in the day?
Oh, people hated it.
Yeah.
Damn.
People
Well-
fucking hate it because conceptually it was weird. Part of it is the actual game itself, and part of it has to do with the different releases it had. So conceptually, a lot of people just didn't vibe with the room. They hated the idea of not being able to explore the town because in the room you are in the titular room, and then you kind of like peer out into various set pieces from the room. But there's no like town exploring and a lot of the other shit that you've come to expect.
Wait,
Um,
sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, David. You gotta repeat that because when you kept saying the room, I'm just thinking of Tommy Wiseau.
Jesus Christ! All
I
right.
literally zoned the fuck out of this. You keep saying the room, the room, the room. I'm just thinking every quote I can think of. It started over. My holy shit.
So, all right. So in Silent Hill 4,
Okay.
the problem with it is that you are set in the titular room
Right.
of Silent Hill 4. And then you kind of peer out into various set pieces, as opposed to exploring the whole town of Silent Hill. That rubbed people very much the wrong way. Then there was the fact that there was some release
So
issues
is it
with
like
the game.
levels?
Essentially.
So like
It's
you're like
kinda more
here you are now, and here you are now.
Yes.
I thought it all took place.
But
Well, I
everything
mean,
still loops back.
I thought it all literally took place in the room.
No, it does not all literally take place in the room.
The room is like the save point, and you can also like put your shit there too, right?
Correct.
I remember like faintly.
Yeah, the room is like your hub world, basically.
And wasn't it
Where
first
you-
person too when you're in the room?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And the second major issue with it is that different releases of the game had variable content to them. So, like, if you got the PC release, literally like a third of the game was taken out of it.
Oh no.
Why?
So there was just like deadlines. Konami was just like, get it out, whatever you need to do, just put it out there. So that was actually why, like, it was a major deal that Silent Hill 4 came to GOG, because they went and spent the effort of reporting all of the original content back into their Silent Hill 4 release. Which is also why I did buy it on GOG, just that way I can support that.
I Peroni said, this actually sounds awesome as hell. What? So, I mean, I don't know how much you know about it. Were you following like, because it's way back then, right? But were you following development of that game and everything, or?
I wasn't following like the behind the scenes stuff. That was pre me being interested in that, but it was Team Silent's last game themselves.
What was the reason for the pivot though? Like, was it just one of those things where developers like, I want to do something different?
They always wanted to do something different. That was the kind of big thing with Team Silent, is they always wanted to feel like they were chasing a new boundary. And so with Silent Hill 1, that was the whole concept. They were tired of everything else that was coming out at the time, wanted to do something unique. Then with Silent Hill 2, they're like, okay, we already did that. Let's take this in a new direction. And then there was like a little bit of a nostalgia factor with Silent Hill 3 and why they chose to kind of go back to what they set down for the groundwork, telling still a whole new story, but still having it built upon the foundations of Silent Hill 1. And then Silent Hill 4 was again that kind of same itch of Silent Hill 2 of like, okay, we've already retouched on all this stuff. For our last hurrah, let's go and do something entirely different, kind of see what else we can do.
I guess that's such a fascinating mindset. Like, right? It's like Miyamoto with like F-Zero, right? He's like, I'm not doing another F-Zero because I don't know what to do new with it. I'm like sometimes you don't need to do anything new. Sometimes just like take that realm and just tell something different, right? It's
Well,
like
I mean, they were yeeted after 4, so it wasn't like they had a choice.
right, but I'm just saying like the fascination of like having to do something has to be new. It has to be new. It has to be new. It has to be different, right? Like they and again, it's coming from someone that's not. I can't speak much on this side of things, but like sometimes I'm like just sometimes work within your boundaries and just do something different inside of what you already know.
Well, that creative types can definitely be weird. This actually works as a perfect segue. I saw this bit of news today that I wasn't going to mention, but it's the perfect time to talk about it. So I guess Kojima was talking a bit about the behind the scenes of Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how when they were working on the story for Death Stranding 2, they kind of did like some focus group testing to kind of gauge what people thought so far of where they were going with the game. And too many people liked it, so he scrapped what they had originally planned and restarted over with the story. Because he's like, no, people can't like it. If too many people like it, that means it's mainstream, and I'm not doing something that is challenging.
Okay,
And
Neil
I'm like,
Druckmann.
you are so fucking up your ass. Shut the fuck up. This
Yeah,
is why
it
I
sounds
hate
like
you.
Neil Druckmann.
Well, see, I like it though. I like the whole idea that he doesn't feel like he's challenging himself if it's not pulling at the other end. I feel like with something you don't want to make, especially for him, I feel like he doesn't want to make something that appeals to everyone. He wants it to appeal to a certain group. And if he's not appealing to that certain group, then he's doing it wrong.
I want to try to understand.
Like if David goes into it and plays it and likes it, he's not doing it right. He's not making a Kojima game. He got a room full of Davids and was wondering why the fuck do they like my game?
I see, and I get that. I'm trying to understand it, and I get the way you're saying it. I get that, but like, I don't know. I guess like, wouldn't there be a way that you could write something that could like be that really spark that kind of thought mindset to bring more people of that mind into you? You know, I think I'm just jaded because of just how much Neil Druckmann I feel like with that is, where it's like he really wanted to divide people in The Last of Us 2.
It's what bothers me about it is it feels less like it's because it's not reaching your intent and more like you just want to be contrarian. It's not if your entire intent is strictly to be contrarian, then just be honest and say that you don't actually care about making something that is actually thoughtful or provocative. You just want to be contrarian.
Well, see, the whole thing is also there's like a weird emotional aspect to it because he felt like a lot of remorse about the first game because he kind of predicted COVID with it. And so like I remember like after like even kind of post COVID, there were interviews where they were like asking about the similarities, and he said that he wanted to take a long time with Death Stranding 2 to make sure that he didn't accidentally predict anything terrible again, and how he wanted to kind of give 2 like a more of a hopeful outlook to
I was gonna
it.
say, yeah, if you want it to not happen, make it be hopeful.
Essentially, yeah. And that's part of me that thinks like maybe why he had to go back and redial it back, because I feel like he might have course corrected too much in one direction with that.
Okay, I can start to swing. I'm starting to see that mindset. I was on David the first second I heard that, but
well, and part of me wonders too, like how much of this is like a language barrier thing, you know? Like is it like him being contrarian, or is it him taking it as like
maybe
an actual worry?
Maybe the way the things they said they liked about it wasn't things that he actually agreed with.
Right. Maybe it would be like, why do you like that? That's not there to make you like it. We need more electric guitar ninjas.
I can see that. That's a little bit more again. Like I have issue with people wanting to divide their people for the sake of dividing it. I think I'm with David with that, where it's like stop just doing like that confuses me. Like, why do you want people to hate your story? Why do you want people to do that? Like, the whole point of people like you want people to enjoy spending time with your work. Again, maybe it's coming from like someone's not a privilege to have people read my work, but I'm like, even if you don't like it, I would like someone to enjoy having been in that time. I don't want to divide people and make people like, oh, people are gonna fucking hate this. Like, no, why waste your time with me? Like, you know what I mean?
Because there's a difference between being like divisive but still a masterpiece, like something like Berserk. Like Berserk is divisive. You know, if you are not into grimdark fantasy, there's nothing about Berserk that's suddenly gonna change your mind, as it is the epitome of fucking grimdark fantasy. But however, even if it's something that is not necessarily your taste, everyone can see why it is the definitive masterpiece of that style of genre.
I want to. There should be a respect. Like, I don't like it, but I
Yes.
respect it, which is fine. That's
Exactly.
fine. But like, when you do something like, again, I'm harping on it because every time I get a chance to, I will. I harp on like The Last of Us, right? Because it's like, yeah, like you just really want to just like pry into your people that spend time with you at the beginning. I don't understand that. Maybe maybe I just get a little. I get a little condescending on that on my end because it feels like it comes from a place of privilege, right? Like I know people are gonna listen to me, therefore I'm gonna fuck with people like that, you know. But
then because it's creatively disingenuous. That's my problem with it. You're not doing it for the sake of like you had a narrative intent the whole time for it to end up to be there. That wasn't your vision. This was like, oh, reactionary. Oh, people saw this. This is how people reacted. Well, I'm gonna fuck with them just because I can.
right, like The Last of Us is universally praised, is loved by everyone. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna fuck around with everyone that did that. I'm gonna start doing like crazy shock things, and then I'm gonna divide this fan base that was all on board the first game. You know, like
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean you can't challenge yourself to do certain things like that, but it doesn't come from a genuine place, at least from the outside looking in. It feels like you're not. I feel like you could tell when someone made a creative, like go back to it, Silent Hill, right? Obviously the team had good intents on trying to do something, right? So we can't get mad at them for that. But like if you're trying to buck the trend for the sake of it, just to fuck around with people that you already built goodwill with, because people know Kojima games, right? Exactly what Kel said on that. And you know what you're getting yourself into with that, so that's totally fair game. If I, which literally is what happened, as a non-Naughty Dog fan, played The Last of Us 1 and said, hey, that was fantastic, and then you serve me Last of Us 2 and treat me with that dog shit, I'm like, what the fuck was that? What was the point of that?
Yeah, you were just a Jack and Dexter boy, happily surprised with this father-daughter tale.
Yeah, right.
You remember when Naughty Dog was involved with Crash Bandicoot, and you're like, oh, I remember the funny little Bandicoot.
Yeah. But and then you give me a game, and then like you give me a solid game that was built on that, and then you break it all down the next one, and you made me spend money on seeing you do that. Like, brother, you know what I mean? Like don't fuck around with people that give you the time and goodwill. Like, try to tell your best story and don't just fuck around with it. You should try to do your best to push a story out that you feel like. Not saying you have to like go for like the greatest net, right? We're not trying to go for like mainstream stuff, but like I don't know. It comes from that thing with maybe just being a creative side. I just get this sixth sense of like I just don't feel like you're being disingenuous to me right now.
Yeah.
I also seen speaking of Kojima, I seen another thing. I think it was maybe the same interview or something else. He said that he really admired what Nightfall was able to do with Expedition 33, and he said that size of studio and how they're able to work was his like ideal format.
So everyone else, if I was working for Kojima, I'd be like,
yeah, like ooh, who's getting fired?
Because he was like 33 people. Sounds like exactly what I want.
Yeah.
Oops, there's 200 of us right here. What the fuck?
Yeah, who's getting cold?
I want to be able to use more budget on celebrities that don't need to fucking be in video games.
I really fucking hope Expedition 33, like, I feel like we always get this thing. Like what was it? Not last year. It was the year prior, right? Or what was it? With Helldivers and Power World. I'm like, you guys can do smaller style multiplayer games at a more budget price and fucking make gangbusters. You can do the same thing with Xbox. You could do smaller games like this. You can produce more of them at a smaller output, charge them cheaper, and people will be all over it. Instead of pushing out these big fucking huge games that we just do not need. And I feel like every game I'm like, oh sure, it's gonna show people, right? No. Let's just keep doing what we know and just keep pushing the square peg in a round hole and just hope it works.
No, we need to be live service game number 5,000.
With battle passes. Don't forget
With
the battle
battle
passes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just so shocked that people just don't grasp it. So I'm hoping Xbox 3 is one of those runaways, but also it didn't make like extraordinary amount of money, which obviously like they're like, oh, it didn't make 35 million like this game could. I'm like, it's not going to make 35 million because it costs 300 million to make.
Yeah,
I think the biggest thing is
budget price.
Well, and also like a lot of like the prestige behind it isn't like necessarily the money, right? It's the awards of what's going to get you the shareholders that are going to come in and invest in your next game.
It's kind of what I feel with Thunderbolts right now, right? It's like it didn't make a lot of money, unfortunately, which it should have, but it did make a lot of money. It was like I think their second lowest earning movie behind Eternals. But
shit, that's sad.
It is very sad. But it brought a lot of goodwill back. Like I've never seen more "we're so back" tweets than after Thunderbolts, you know. And I think you need that goodwill. I think you take the hit on that for the goodwill going forward. That's just kind of how it works with that end. So I wish it did more money though, because it deserves so much more money. Hey,
yeah, more validation.
You know what else deserves more money? Friendship is now available digitally. Go watch that.
That's so crazy that it's already out.
Dude, I already got I pre-ordered the Blu-ray. Fucking for a second I saw that because they do have a 12-minute cut of Conor O'Malley on the chair.
That's great.
They confirmed that. I'm so in. You couldn't have sold me faster. I didn't even see that at first. I saw Blu-ray in special edition packaging. I'm like, cool, sold, done. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. I don't know if you would laugh at that movie, David. I would love to see how you would do it, Friendship.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
Do you know? Have you seen I Think You Should Leave?
No.
I was about to say I Think You Should Leave would be David's cup of tea.
I don't think so either. I would love to just see how he fares in it.
I've never heard of either of these films.
Well, I Think You Should Leave is like a skit show on Netflix.
Yeah, it's like what 20-30 minutes, like 6-7 skits in it.
6 or 7 skits like per episode.
Yeah.
They all like it's funny because there's a lot of like video essays on it on how it really tackles a lot of actual issues, which is so funny, right? Because you just watch it, it's actually like the same joke, just in different disguises every other skit, but it does tackle a lot of things, which is actually interesting too. I don't know, David. Whenever we hang out, we gotta hang out for like a week. We gotta do like this. We gotta make like a week-long thing, and we gotta dive into shit, right? We just never have time, but it's gotta be like, hey, here's a day. I'm gonna force feed David just shit that I like, and let's see what he does with that.
See how it changes his life for the better.
Just looking at because I have it muted. I don't have any audio playing.
Sure.
But just looking at the cinematography and everything, it feels like a Tim and Eric kind of thing.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There's a good comparison.
In which you don't like Tim and Eric.
No.
You know what we need to book eventually? This is a thing for everyone. We need to all book like one of those Airbnb cabins one summer.
Hell yeah.
I'd be so down for that.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I've heard, dude, you caught me off guard with the Friends tweet. I was like, what is this? Not what I thought it was. There was a thing on Twitter that said, you and your favorite movie villain. And I put me and I put a picture of Tim Robinson from Friendship. And Brody's like, what the fuck happens in that movie? So I sent him a screenshot from the trailer where it had just the text saying an absolute nightmare. Oh man, like that movie is just a really long I Think You Should Leave skit, and it's just so it again, I said this like the week after I watched it, but someone just said it perfectly, and I can't think of a more perfect description. It's like someone put Tim Robinson in an A24 film and just said, "Hey, react to everything going on around you," and he's like, "All right." It's literally exactly that. You can't have nailed the head like it's nail on the head more than that. It's so good. But that'd be kind of fun. Like if we all rented out a place and just spend a thing, like David can send me through his dumbass animes that he likes, something like that,
Hell yeah.
or put me through a Muso game or something like that, and I'll make David watch a bunch of I Think You Should Leave, and he'll hate every second of it.
That actually would be a lot of fun, not gonna lie.
Maybe next year let's look into that.
Yeah, next year we'll have better opportunities for fucking vacation.
Have 3 episodes of this podcast take place in the woods.
Fuck it, we'll film it like a Marble Hornets episode.
Well, yeah, stockpile a couple episodes like that. That'd be funny.
Keep finding all these podcasts in this fucking woods. I don't understand. More tapes of this podcast.
I really want the Blu-ray of that set, but I
have
want
the-
to
actually,
rewatch
do I have
that
the
series, but
Blu-ray?
I also
don't remember.
don't.
I rewatched it a couple of years ago, actually, because I showed it to a buddy of mine. I will say, rewatching it as a DVD experience, a lot of the charm is gone.
Because it's cleaner.
It's
Or-
cleaner, but also you lose a lot of the like little
Found
context
footage.
and details. It's more so like all the tweets and everything that went into the storytelling, or all the like little, because they still include all of the tweets as part of like DVD special features, but they don't interweave it into the actual video releases. So you kind of miss the context, because some episodes I forgot until I had rewatched it, like how important the Twitter messages were for progressing some of the story bits. And it's like
I think
you'll have
that's
one
wrong.
episode jumps.
I think if I ever made one of these series, you can't make it. That's what got me off of what was it? Everyman Hybrid.
Superman Hybrid? Yeah.
Because there's just too much everywhere. I'm like, I'm not paying attention to all this stuff. Like, keep it condensed. If you want to add extra stuff that's like tangential, then sure. But like, once you start getting to like essential stuff outside of things that I need, I'm like, I don't want to follow all that. I'm not. That
Yeah, because they at least properly slot in all of the operator videos, so you still kind of have those
To the arc?
Yeah, to the arc. There we go. So you still have all of that kind of woven in correctly, but there's just a lot of context missing when you don't have the tweets kind of thrown in with it.
I still want it for the sake of just wanting it, right? Because it is so pivotal and everything I've enjoyed, but I can't
Yeah,
imagine
I'm
I would
glad I
like
got
it.
it when I did.
I can't imagine I would like it anymore because I remember my biggest gripe with it was like, bro, after entry 26, it's just 2 or 3 dudes hanging out in the forest every episode.
Season 3 is the worst of it, because season 3 is like 6-7 episodes of like, I found more tapes. We're standing around. I don't know where fucking Tim is. I guess we gotta go find Tim wherever fucking Tim is. And then you get like 1 or 2 episodes where Tim fucking just loses his shit. And then it's like, I don't know, we lost track of Tim. Where the fuck could Tim be?
And they're in the
Oh, hey,
forest
look
for
at
most
that.
of it,
Wow.
aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Tim's trying to get on meds and get better, and Jay's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm hiding from Alex, and then Alex is like, I'm hiding from y'all motherfuckers. And it's like, but why are we all hiding from each other? What's gonna happen? I don't.
And there was that girl
understand.
for a little while, right?
Yes. And then bad things happen to her.
Yeah, yeah, like episodes like entry 1 through 26, I think could have been it, and I didn't know they were like, how old were they when that happened? Like 18, 19 probably.
Yeah, everyone was like either just entering college or in college at that point.
Yeah, so I imagine, think about it, like you're 18 or 19 years old and this thing blew the fuck up. You're gonna like, all right, let's keep doing it, and it makes sense, you know, especially and maybe actually, you know what, hindsight, I might go through and watch those again because like I want to put myself in like because I do have students around that age range, right? That I'm like, I wonder how my students would have made this, right? And how you can craft that, you know, put myself in the teenager mindset and see how that goes because I think about that now and it makes a lot more sense that they're just like, yeah, let's keep going. And it's like, no one taught you guys how to like make a story extended if you absolutely need to, right? Or you guys like, I understand it made a lot of money, kudos, but it meandered so fucking much, especially after season
Yeah.
2. It meandered a lot, and it's like you guys had nothing really. You could tell 100% too.
Which is unfortunate because it was really solid. And then Blessed Dark Harvest, I still adore
They're still
the
doing
crew
it.
from that, but they're still doing it. You wait like 2 years in between each episode, but I guess they're still doing it.
You know what though? I
Uh,
respect that more. I'm not saying that biased because I hung out with them, right? But I'm saying that because like imagine it's literally like if we were all hanging out there, you're like, let's do another one of those. All right, we skipped 3 years. How would we write this? Say this happened. All right, cool. Let's go film it. You know.
Yeah.
And shout out to them too. Like they do a bunch of like of film stuff on the side too. So they had a lot of stuff on Shudder. I remember hearing that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Good shit. I'm proud of them.
Yeah. I need to reach out. I've not reached out to them in a long time, but it was fun when we was hanging out there.
No, I still talk to Sid like every so often, but
yeah, no. I still follow a few of them on Twitter. I was gonna hang out with Alex a little bit like a while back because his sister actually went to college in my city, but
no
it just
shit.
never worked out. Hey, probably, hey guys, we're in our podcast cabin, the Blue Rupees tapes. Did you ever get into that stuff, Kels? Way back when the analog
yeah,
stuff.
Marble Harness was the only real one that I actually.
Did you
kept
actually
up
get
with
into it? Get into it?
Yeah, I remember it was a thing. Me and my buddies, we'd go over to his house after school and watch.
Did I ever tell you how I got into that?
No.
I don't know why. I went to 4chan and I saw a GIF of someone throwing a puppy off a bridge, and I hit up a friend and I'm like, "Hey, I just watched it. I need some eye bleach." And I'm like, "Oh, I found about this thing," and she sent me, and it was Joelle, and Joelle sent me a clip of Marble Hornets, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool."
How is Joel doing these days? Goddamn, it's something I haven't thought of in ages.
Brother. I still follow her on Twitter. She's a hot mess.
So nothing's changed. Got it.
No, and she's so ahead of her time. Because you remember how unhinged she was on Twitter back when we were doing that. She was so ahead of her time. Because God bless her, if she had done that now, she'd probably have like 30, 40, 50,000 followers. She's just being unhinged on her own right now. She's making 6 figures doing something out in like Arizona, and God bless her, but
Good for her.
she talked about trying to fuck her physical trainer all the time, and she really wonders why she's 30 years old without kids and can't find a man that's decent. I think I hit her up a few years ago, be like, we should really record a podcast with you because I feel like you're so unhinged.
Holy fuck. I would love a fucking reunion. Fuck it. We'll do.
She won't do it.
Fire return.
I don't think she'll do it, but I don't know. It's so funny. She's in a part of Arizona I don't really drive by, so I was like, if I ever did, I probably would have been like, hey, we're hanging out because I needed to see if you're okay as a person. But yeah, no, it's so funny. She's an enigma, dude. She's an actual enigma, and having known her from like high school and just seeing that, it's so funny. But again, she does make six figures, so good for her.
Good shit. I'm glad she's thriving.
I'm gonna go look up one of her tweets before we leave this. Hold on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Hold on. Why is Twitter acting dumb? All right, give me a second. Keep talking for a second.
All right. While you're kind of looking for the perfect tweet, Kels, did you want to go over your Marvel dream list for this Marvel fighting game?
I forgot all about that.
So I have my 20 picks here at the ready as well.
I do too. Okay, so for heroes, I started off with Blade. Would be really cool.
All right, I have Blade on my list as well.
I'd love to see an anime Blade. And then, of course, we have to have Mr. Marvel himself, Mr. Cyclops.
Mm.
And then after that, they kind of get a little bit weirder. And kind of where my biases starts to show. I think Okay, so not Venom, but I think we should have Agent Venom. That'd be really cool. Agent Venom, Mr. Knight, Armor,
Ooh, okay.
Penny Parker, The Thing, and then Gwenpool, Hawkeye,
I
or
went
Ronan.
back and forth with her as well.
Yeah, because I was like, Deadpool, like, nah, Deadpool's too mainstream. We'll go Gwenpool. She fits kind of like the waifu aesthetic too.
Yeah.
Hawkeye or Ronan, and then my last one for the heroes is Thor.
Okay.
Let me interrupt real quick. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead with that tweet.
There's 3 I'm gonna read. These are all on concession. Sexy yoga man was on the phone with some fucking woman, probably his bitch ass baby mom. Dude, fuck my shit ass Chungus life. And then men are so fucking disgusting to me. I am a childless woman with no divorces. Do you know how fucking golden I am? I am a fucking goddess. I should be getting worshipped. I am a 6-figure educated woman. No kids, no marriages. I'm a fucking catch. I'm hot as fuck, skinny with a bubbly, skinny ass, or sweet, bubbly ass. And you're gonna give me trash ass men of several children and several baby moms and several marriages. Where the fuck are the men? Men, all capital.
Hell yeah, live your truth, girl.
I am a golden fucking goddess. I expect to be presented with suitable men now. And then next tweet just says, I'm calm again. And then,
Oh,
and
and
then-
I'll never change.
and then afterwards, the next tweet after that was Happy Father's Day to the dad in Fallout 3. People really have 3 children? Holy shit. Hello, I am normal. Everything is fine. I'm telling you, like she's that matches that unhinged Twitter girl kind of aesthetic that's very popular now. I'm like, I think you just fucked up. You were way ahead of your time.
Yeah, it's just that natural next evolution of the manic pixie dream girl.
Yeah, like if she just filmed these tweets and just put them on TikTok, absolutely she'd have a huge fucking following.
She has 806 followers. I'm like, that is egregious. Like you should be at like, I should be like, do you remember me after this part? You know, like you should be at 50K easy. Like I am so. I think I told her that recently. Tell me, what did I say? Oh, so this is from February. I sent her, dude, you were so ahead of the unhinged girl shit, way ahead of your time. Not appreciated enough now. Tragic. And she responded back to, I ran so they could walk or whatever it is. And then I responded back, and they made money off of it too. So funny. Anyway, man thing would be cool, says April Brony.
Hell yeah. Shout outs to Joelle, who the majority of my time podcasting with her was just us shouting at each other.
Was it? I don't remember that. That must have been fun. She,
Yeah, because like every time her dog acted up, I just fucking start screaming at her.
I wonder if the dog's still alive.
It's been like what, fucking 15 years? Probably not.
So then I guess you won't yell at her anymore. Oh man. What a crazy set of people we had on there. We had Jordan, and unfortunately Jordan's
Yeah.
last appearance trying to talk him down off alcoholism. Might have the time to change, dude.
Unsuccessfully.
I hope he's doing all right.
I do too.
We'll invite him.
I
We'll
hope
invite him out to the
that's okay.
cabin. He might need some time away from Kansas, honestly.
I mean, he always needs time away from there.
Anyway,
But
what's
anyways,
your
what's
list?
your villain picks now?
Oh, villain picks. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So villains, we have some classics to start with. Silver Samurai.
Mm.
Yeah, give me like a mecha Silver Samurai. That'd be dope. Magneto. And then
have
we're diving
Magnus.
back into the Spidey lore. Sandman. Carnage. Taskmaster and Mysterio. I think
Ooh, I had
Mysterio would be really
Taskmaster
cool.
as well.
And then, so leaving the Spidey bubble, Maestro Hulk,
Ooh, okay.
Master Mold or Sentinel, and
That's
then,
Sentinel.
yeah, Ultron, and then Spot.
And I had Ultron as well.
Yeah.
All right. So you kind of went like for some of the more obvious ones, but you still went for some deep cuts. I appreciate
sure.
that. I kind of based my list off of a combination of 2 factors. One, who do I think would make for a really cool character in an anime style?
Yeah.
And 2, to create a balance of like returning favorites, but also just like fucking picks I want because fuck it, it's my list.
Yeah, it's so hard.
As mentioned in my heroes side of the list, you and I both had Blade. I did personally settle on Deadpool over Gwenpool though, just because I feel like that would be just the more obvious moneymaker in that situation. But then I had She-Hulk. I had Doctor Strange. I had Wolverine Laura though. I didn't have Logan Wolverine. I had Laura Wolverine.
Nice.
As much as I love her run as X-23, I feel it's time we graduate her and have her represented in other media as Wolverine proper.
For sure.
Then I had Squirrel Girl because she's stupid fucking popular and adapting her for an anime. Yeah, it's no fucking brainer. Then I had Richard Rider Nova just because that's a favorite pick of mine. I gotta have my boy back.
Yeah, Nova would be sick.
I had Moon Knight because the perfect fucking type of setting for fucking Moon Knight.
Oh yeah.
And then my two kind of really out there picks for the hero side that I was just like, you know what, fuck it, it's wild and anime enough. Beta Ray Bill, I did have on this list because I'm like, we gotta have a Thor. Fuck it, I threw in Hitmonkey.
Hitmonkey would be gangster too.
I'm like, you know, fuck it. He's just the wild, batshit insane kind of archetype for a fighting game, while also being perfectly anime because he's a macaque after all.
Yeah, and I love those characters too. Like, what was it? Injustice 2, they had Red Hood in there just out of nowhere. I love those sort of characters in fighting games.
Then for my villain side, of course, I had Taskmaster, Ultron, and Sentinel, same as you. And then for other obvious picks, I did have Thanos as well. I did also have Blackheart as kind of a returning concept just because I feel like, you know, we already know Ghost Rider's in this. And I just, you know, it's been a while since we've seen Blackheart. I want Blackheart back. But then I went into the territory of like shit we haven't really seen but really needed to be there. Like fucking Doc Ock.
Yeah,
I don't know
Doc
how we
Ock was
have
one. Yeah.
And especially in a fucking anime style, fucking anime Doc Ock would go fucking hard. I originally had Magneto on there, but I'm like, you know what? No. Because we still are going to need a boss character, theoretically, for this game. So why stop at Magneto when you can go Onslaught?
That's true.
And then I had, again, a couple picks, and I'm like, no, fuck it. These are me picks. Dracula, I fucking love it. You know, if we're bringing Blade in, we gotta have Dracula.
Yep.
Fin Fang Foom, because my boy doesn't
boy.
get represented enough. And then for my last villain pick, Morgan Le Fay.
Not bad. I like you.
Keep talking for a bit. I'm gonna make a list. I'm not gonna necessarily split it, but give me like 2 minutes.
All right. So I guess. Oh, good.
No, you have way more of a formed idea.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, I guess the hard thing with this one is just trying not to lean too much into the hyper obvious, because that's the one thing I'm afraid of with this game. It's gonna be a 4v4 fighter, so I'm expecting it to have a massive roster, and honestly, even going off of like Dragon Ball Fighter Z as like the most easy example to kind of compare it to, because it's also another universe fighting game by Arc System, where it's like that had a girthy roster, but it had the problem of it had a lot of repeat characters.
Yeah, like 5 Gokus.
A 7 by the end of it.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing you could easily do with this that I really hope they don't do. Because that is also the downside of the ArcSys engine that they have, is you can't really do alternate costumes. The way that they model all the characters is basically the only thing that's changeable is the color parameters. The only way you can make a alternate costume is to make a whole new character.
That's unfortunate, because I feel like that'd be a huge moneymaker for this IP specifically.
Oh yeah, easily for a fucking Marvel property. I mean, it's possible they could try to tweak the engine to allow it, but that has always been the thing that they've said ever since they started with this engine with earlier Guilty Gear Xrd and Sign. was that basically the engine doesn't really allow for a costume change. It has to be because of the way that they still basically animate every frame individually, and because of that, it would be too much work to just redo every frame with a whole different costume. It's the same amount of work as making a whole new character.
Weird. You'd think they'd have a better pipeline by this stage.
I mean, at the same time, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And also the amount of money investment, just in terms of doing all the animations, I guess.
Well, there's the money like that you get back off of like selling XYZ fan service waifu skin too.
Fair, yeah, and especially when it comes to Marvel, people are fucking hardcore when it comes to Marvel.
Oh yeah, you drop that black suit for Spider-Man, you're instantly gonna start raking in the dough day one.
Fucking black suit, just bring in all the alternate spiders that we're never gonna see as individual characters. You know, fucking bring in Scarlet Spider.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking.
That was one I had close. Ben Riley was close to being on there, but not as like him as Scarlet Spider, but him as Carnage.
Ooh, that
cool.
would be interesting.
I love that run for him.
That would be interesting. Toxin is another one that I'd love to fucking see there, but I know no one fucking cares about Toxin. So
yeah.
All right.
Toxin, Red Goblin, one of them.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm gonna swap out one of these that I don't like. Okay. I did not mix. I mixed heroes and villains, but whatever. I got a list of 20. Okay.
All right.
Valkyrie.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Magic. But you gotta have Doctor Strange in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Elektra. I liked Mysterio. Hear me out. I think Miles Morales could be a really fun Blanca.
That's what I was thinking too. His lightning powers could be a lot of fun.
And he could do the whole hold back thing. And you just hit him with the web sling to hit you. Like, it'd be kind of funny.
I think he would be different enough from Peter that you could have both of them there.
100%. I also did Squirrel Girl, Moon Knight. I think the one that popped into my head, like, is the most kawaii anime one that'd be amazing for them is Dazzler.
Yep. Dazzler, Jubilee, one of them.
I got Jubilee on there.
I almost put Jubilee.
I put Jubilee on here.
Yeah.
Domino as well. I think Domino can kind of fill a Deadpool role there, kind of ish.
Yeah.
Daredevil.
Fun too.
I put Null.
Okay.
I think Leader could be kind of fun as like as a mimic kind of character, right?
Yeah.
Quicksilver. Nico Minoru. Mr. Negative. Green Goblin. And MODOK. MODOK would be really funny.
Back and forth a lot on.
MODOK would be really funny in there.
I really hope that they don't like try to steer away from like those weirder characters too. I really want to see those.
It's Arc System Works. I can't imagine they won't have a fuck ton of weird fucking characters.
Right.
Their entire Guilty Gear fucking roster is filled with weird fucking characters. So I mean,
yeah, giant like inanimate key.
Giant inanimate key fucking people who's like, I'm possessed by a ghost that breaks my spine, and I summon other weird fucking ghosts to fight with.
Avery said Hitmonkey has already been my favorite weird pick for anything Marvel. They said I would love to see Craven. That'd be cool.
Yeah. See, that just like name any Spider-Man villain, and it's so easy.
That's why I was like,
Mr. Negative would be so fun. I think just the way I want to. I don't know. I think the ways you could just kind of fuck around with the different with people's health bars or like the visuals, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That and just like so many of these, I'm like, God damn! I just want to see him in that art style that they've already started to cultivate for that game. Like, I just want to see Moon Knight so goddamn bad in that Arc System Works style that they got.
Who's Morgan Le Fay?
Morgan Le Fay is like a very evil sorceress. She's teamed up with Doom a lot. They had a thing for a while as well. But she is basically a massive titanic threat in terms of magical power.
Yeah, I'd really like to see more like magical characters and like not just I guess this game coming up, but like even Marvel Rivals. I love seeing the
Yeah.
Magic characters.
I would love for us to make an actual speculated roster. I know these are kind of fun, like Dream List, but I think a speculated roster would be kind of fun because I think they gave us a really good selection of just different types of heroes we can expect, right? Like, I think they
and
kind of covered a lot of like you got the mutants in there, Ms. Marvel, you got the newer people, right?
Mhm,
You got the classes with Iron Man and
Cap.
Cap, and then Star Lord in there to kind of represent like a lot of MCU love right now. You know,
Yeah.
who was the other one I'm missing?
And
Storm.
Storm
Storm,
with the
Ghost
mutants, right?
Rider,
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider, yeah.
and we kind of got some hints in the trailer too. One of them, it's like a theater like scrolling billboard.
Yep.
And it's talked about Dazzler's tour, so Dazzler exists somewhere.
I think she
So, I
fits
mean-
that style so easily.
Oh, so easily, for sure. I didn't even think of that one. Meanwhile, Jubilee was one of the ones that was just like barely on the cusp of making it, but yeah, Dazzler's right there.
I adore Jubilee again. You know, maybe just growing up during that era when she was fucking everywhere. But we have never seen her really represented in games proper, and it's fucking atrocious that we haven't.
For sure. And her powers would just look so cool in game.
Yeah,
Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider was honestly a good choice.
No, it was a
Agreed.
great choice. So good.
I like. What do you think of the Ghost Rider movie, Kels?
The Nicolas Cage ones.
Yeah.
I like them in like a sense. So the second one's directed by the same people that did Crank 2, and I
Mhm.
really like a lot of that cinematography and like kind of like aggressive filmmaking that they have. And there's a lot in Ghost Rider 2 I like, but I mean it's not like a great movie or anything.
no, they're not good movies, but they're fun movies.
For sure. Yeah.
I saw gifs of Ghost Rider going around Twitter, and everyone's like, "All right, I need people to be honest with me. Should I watch this?" And like the comments were like half and half, like, "Bro, it's trash. Don't worry about it." And the other half, like, "Yeah, it just gets hated on."
I think it does get like overly hated on because it's not like bad, but I mean they're movies that I'm gonna sit down and like I won't turn them off if they come on, you know.
It didn't offend me. None of them offended me. I've been angrier by films.
Oh, for sure. Like it's not like Craven bad. It's not Madam Web bad.
Right.
It's not any of the Fantastic Four films. Up to this
I
point.
have breaking
Right.
news. Joel just tweeted 7 minutes ago. Hey Grok, how do some people not have internal dialogue about what's going on in their heads?
I don't know what Grok said.
And Grok
back.
responded saying, "Not everyone has internal dialogue or a voice in their head narrating thoughts. Some people think in images, sensations, or abstract concepts instead." And gives a for example thing. Thank you, Grok.
Some people can visualize an apple. That's still my favorite discourse from like the past year or so. It's like, wait, what does an apple look like?
I actually worked with a guy who legitimately that he did struggle with that, and that's why he
Oh,
hated
God.
reading, and he only really liked comic books and shit. It's like I can't. If you just simply say a fucking apple, I don't have. There's not enough verbal context for me to visualize what the fuck that could mean.
Ah,
I'm
poor
like,
dude.
Oh, she
Okay.
deleted that tweet. Oops. So you guys got an exclusive scoop on a deleted tweet.
Nice.
yeah.
It's not gone.
Come on, let her know that too.
It exists.
Somebody clip this and send it to her.
But
The time
yeah,
is
going back to it,
9:04
Robbie
p.m.
Reyes, I think he's a great Ghost Rider choice. I'd really like to see Cosmic Ghost Rider, but it definitely seems
Mm.
like they're doing more grounded. So that's the only thing that makes me think we won't get like a Thanos, we won't get like a Silver Surfer or like a fucking any of the intergalactic people.
Ah, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of speculation, Cosmic Marvel said Spider-Man Brand New Day is rumored to feature more than 3 established MCU characters.
Cool.
I feel like this was like a perfect break for Spider-Man to do a Spider-Man thing.
I mean, I'm not getting too upset about it because it could be something as like caps on a
Cameos.
billboard. Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
said that Hulk is supposed to have like a prominent thing or something like that in that movie.
See, that'd be cool. I'm fine with that. He's attending a lecture that Bruce Banner's
They
hosting.
they
or
said
something.
that the way they can get around it is that Bruce Banner doesn't remember Peter Parker, but because Hulk is a different entity, that
That'd
Hulk
be
remembers
fucking awesome,
Peter
too.
Parker.
Well, because Hulk has his own like whole identity to himself, so that'd be really fucking funny.
Do you think we go back to old Hulk at all, or do you think we keep Professor Hulk
Yeah.
forever?
No, we're gonna go back to him eventually.
I think we'll. The problem is that Hulk doesn't really get anything that is an actual direct focus on him proper. But I feel like what we really have been trying to kind of build to is doing like an actual Grey Hulk storyline, and we just aren't being allowed to.
I
Oh,
just
Mr.
there's
Fix
just
It.
so much. Like Professor Hulk was cool for a second, but I'm just like not into it in long term. Like I want to see Hulk pop off, bro. He had the best moment in Avengers 1. Why are we not why did he peak in Avengers 1? No, actually I take that back. He did really well in Ragnarok.
Yeah, I was about to say he was awesome in Ragnarok.
And then he got his ass kicked
came,
in
he
Infinity
fucked up
War and then
Thor,
he's been
and-
dead since.
I don't know. I feel like the weirdo because I really like Professor Hulk. I like that version a lot better.
I like him, but I don't want him here long term.
See, I want
I
him
don't
here
have an
long
issue.
term, but I want more of Savage Hulk for sure.
Yeah,
Does that
I think the
balance, though?
problem-
I feel like there's other characters that carry that balance.
Hmm.
A lot of them. I mean, that's just kind of a common thing. Like Iron Man's gone, Cap's gone, Hulk's not gone, but he's not the Hulk. He's
yeah.
Hulk. Hulk
The
Banner.
problem with the more ferocious Hulks is it's really hard to do him as a protagonist.
Yeah.
A lot
that
of
too.
Hulk's most brutal moments are, oh shit, he's unhinged and he's become the villain. At this
Cool.
point.
Then welcome to like good writing cinema. Like that's where we need to be at. Like let's create some of that like duality
But
of
they're
things.
not
Like,
gonna do that. They're gonna play it safe. They don't want to go ahead and just suddenly make Hulk a bad guy.
I know
No,
people
we're
are.
gonna get Hulk versus Wolverine eventually. We've already gotten the tease for it.
I
and
think
that's
people are
something
saying we're
that
getting
they're not
Hulk and
gonna let
Sentry.
go. That'd be cool too,
Mm.
because technically Hulk's power is like adaptability. He can
Yeah.
like because there's stories like he gets trapped in space, but he just adapts to not need lungs. So I mean that'd be a really cool thing with Sentry.
That's also why he's like one of the most only enduring characters in the Marvel Zombies as well, because he just gets used to not having to fucking eat and shit.
Yeah.
What was that storyline with the Hulk hillbillies?
Oh, that
That
was
was part of Old
Logan.
Man Logan.
Yeah, he fucks She-Hulk, and they have like a big clan of incestuous Hulklings.
Yeah.
And
then
Logan ends
Hawkeye
up
kills him.
adopting one. Well, Hawkeye kills like most of them, right? And then
Yeah,
Logan
yeah,
keeps
most.
one of them and
Yeah.
is like his father.
Is that like a full comic run, or is that can I get like a standalone book?
Both. Like they have it in like a contained like paperback, but it is like they did do issues.
Okay.
Yeah, and because what happens is like that is initially its own like standalone story, but then Old Man Logan gets brought into the main universe.
Yeah, he also has like a newer run that they did not too long ago as well, but I think that's over as well, and then they melded it into the other stories.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you know which one it is? Because I saw that and I keep wanting to read that one. Is it the Wolverine Old Man Logan Volume 1 Berserker?
It should just be Wolverine Old Man Logan by Mark Miller.
Mark Miller. Okay.
That's the original run of it.
Okay, because I've been wanting to read that. I remember just it pops on my YouTube feed every once in a while. And I see clips of it. I'm like, that looks unhinged. I want to read that.
It's 100% unhinged. It's so funny too, like how much like they kind of try to take from it and like tone it way down.
Yeah.
Like in Deadpool Wolverine, they had that base made out of Ant-Man. Meanwhile, in Old Man Logan, there's like a whole like valley that's created out of like the dead carcass of Giant Man or Ant-Man.
Yep.
You're selling me on this. All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna grab this soon. I'm gonna for now.
Oh yeah, and Red Skull's the president. Yeah, I'm just reading the synopsis and remembering all of this.
I forgot about that shit. All right.
Yeah, like every time I hear just a certain detail about this, I'm like, this sounds unhinged, and I love it. Same thing with comics, man. There's not enough time in the day. I want to do a lot of this stuff and get it out of the way.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Do you have anything else on the agenda?
No.
Oh yeah, Mark Miller. He's the same guy that did Wanted and Kick Ass.
That makes sense.
Yep.
It's tracking. It's tracking.
Oh, he did Civil War too, of course.
Shouts to my friend. She works at a bookstore. Whenever she gets a copy of anything that says Near on it, she takes a picture and says, "Do you have this?" And I'd say yes every time. But I appreciate them looking out for me.
That's a real friend right there.
Yeah.
Send you a picture of the Stellar Blade collab. Do you have this? Oh god, I hate seeing people fucking bitch and argue about that game now more.
What are they saying now?
It's just people like going back and forth like this game should be up for game of the year again. It's an immaculate
Again.
PC port. Yeah. At this point I don't know how much is trolling, how much of is people being earnest.
Let's
This
see.
whole game's a fucking psyop.
I don't know. I feel like with Star-Lord and Doctor Doom, there's a chance for more cosmic characters.
Yeah, especially Star-Lord. That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. I always forget that he's there.
I remember.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I could see at most like Silver Surfer, but some of the problems with some of the cosmic characters is some of them have designs that are so unwieldy for a fighting game, but there's also arc system work, so I don't know if that really is gonna stop them.
You can play Galactus, but it's just his foot or his fist that just comes out from off frame.
That reminds me of Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, right? Where they had that one big motherfucker.
Yeah.
You see that bucket's $80, by the way?
For what?
The Galactus popcorn bucket's $80.
Oh no, I didn't. Holy
off.
shit!
It's apparently fucking huge, though.
It better be fucking goddamn life size for $80.
Yeah.
know.
Well, it's like, no, it at best like maybe 60-ish. Maybe I would have been like cringing a bit. 50, I would have been cringing for sure, but we thought about it. But $80, I'm like, no. Granted, the Herbie thing though is still if Herbie's $80, I might consider it just because it's a popcorn drink and a candy holder, and I'm annoying like that, and I love that. But $80, I'm not. Imagine being the sorry motherfucker that's next to the guy with the Galactus head. He's just getting fucking elbowed by his helmet.
You know what? Fuck it. For $80, it should be an actual fucking helmet that you can wear and just fucking grab popcorn out from the top of.
Yeah, for $80, it better be fucking giving me.
Let me go see popcorn bucket. Let me see how big the dimensions were again.
While you're doing that, crazy pepperoni, have any of y'all read Superman Batman by Joseph Loeb?
No, I don't think I've read that one.
Are they doing another
Thank you.
crossover here soon? Wasn't there another
It's another year
Marvel
of life.
Wasn't there another Marvel DC crossover happening?
I feel like I hear about that quite often.
I heard about that recently.
Fuck it, bring back the amalgam verse. Give me Dark Claw, you cowards.
All right, so it's 20 inches wide, 9.6 inches without the horns, 17 and a half inches tall, and 9.5 inches deep. Its capacity is 361 ounces,
Yeah, that's pretty big.
and the eyes light up.
Still not $80 big.
No.
Their advertising is the largest popcorn container ever. Oh, good, the horns
Oh,
removed.
God. They just created an arms war.
Well, there is the popcorn bucket war apparently going on. Apparently,
Yeah, fuck it. For $80, it better just straight up be a fucking goatee bucket. Like, you know what? Make it such a fucking
Right.
novelty.
Exactly.
some of these popcorn buckets are actually hilarious, though. The girlfriend got the Karate Kid one where you got to chop the top to get to the popcorn.
Yeah, that one was fun. I was playing with that whenever I was at the theaters last time.
They have I'm looking at the website right now. They still have a Terrifier 3 one. Oh, look, the Gladiator 2 one is only $5 right now. They're trying to get rid of it.
That the
Sad
one
day.
with like the helmet topper?
What's up?
Nothing. It doesn't matter.
And the Mufasa bucket. These are just regular buckets though. Like give us the fun ones.
Yeah, where's the fleshlight Wolverine at?
Right. Or the Dune one.
Yeah, where's my Dune?
I like it.
Wants to have to give me a claw job.
There, you asked. You asked. Here you go.
I'm trying to get my lease on Al Gaib.
Got that nice little rubber tongue there too. I'll never forget how everyone was in line for the buckets that morning. It's so crazy. I still stand by the fact that the head pull thing is not a bucket. It's just a figure that they just
Yeah.
cleared out the space for. That is not a bucket.
Yeah, they just had to fucking get rid of these statues.
Yeah. Just call it a popcorn bucket. The idiots will buy it. Yeah, I will. Absolutely, I will. I know that Galactus
How'd you
helmets,
know?
that Galactus thing is going to sell out too, but I'm like, I kind of hope it goes on clearance because I would love that for like a classroom set piece.
Oh yeah, no, that thing is sick.
Right. Anything else we have on the agenda?
No.
All right. I think
We done did it.
we did good. All right.
Did the dang old thing.
Batman and Deadpool was showing off. Says Abe Peroni. I think that's what I heard too.
Was it?
Yeah. Anywho, that was the Blue Reads podcast. Send us out, David.
Buy comics, eat crime.
Fair.
You can pick your friends, but you can't pick their noses.
I mean, you can. You just might get slapped for it.
All right. F the police. There you go, Pepperoni. All right. Stream. It's been fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.